not in that order. This is the Fans High School Football Game of the Week.
From Pioneer Field at Olentangy Orange High School in Lewis Center, Ohio, week number 8. The Olentangy Orange Pioneers hosting the Upper Arlington Golden Bears. Both teams are 6-1. They're 2-0 in the OCC Central, 2-3 in the region, Division I, Region 3, respectively. Neil Sika, the former Buckeye great, and all Big Ten wide receiver Dane Sanzenbacher, Cam Taylor. We've got our full cast of characters. Ryan Baker back in the studio, leading the way here tonight. Jacob Reimer at the controls. Dane, this game, tantalizing matchup. We've been looking forward to it here. Could decide the division. Levi Davis, that dynamic offensive Olentangy Orange, going against this Upper Arlington defense, which has pitched 3 shutouts. What are we looking for early on tonight?
I think that's the matchup, right? The Orange offense and the UA defense. That seems to be where the strength is, and that's where we expect to see some of the fireworks. I mean, I think, Levi Davis is not flying under UA's radar. I mean, I think they know the name of the game is stop him. I think he's going to have to run the ball well and use his legs, it seems like. But, yeah, this is one of those matchups we've been looking forward to.
Levi Davis is looking for some restitution, too. After last year's game, Orange lost 10-0 at UA. He threw 3 picks. He was limited on the ground to 30 yards rushing. So what will he have in store? This prolific junior quarterback who's got offers all across the college football landscape so far. Looking forward to that. It's moments away. Upper Arlington, Olentangy Orange meet for the 7th time. They're now division foes in the OCC Central. That's coming up after the break here on the High School Football Game of the Week on The Fan.
Tire Discounters announces our latest breakthrough, TD Chat BS. This software allows us to detect untruths, deceptions, and even outright lies. Let's listen in as we call a local car dealer.
Hi, I drive your model of auto or truck. I need servicing.
Oh, that's great. You should always call the dealer for service to make sure your warranty stays intact.
Untruth.
Excuse me?
I can attend at Tire Discounters for all services,
No,
even
but-
for all manufacturers' scheduled maintenance. Warranty not affected.
But it's only us dealers who really know our own models.
Deception. Tire Discounters technicians are certified experts for all makes and models.
Okay, maybe.
How many dollars do you charge me for? As few as Tire Discounters?
We are not that much more.
Outright lie. Ending call now. Bye.
No, but-
Adios.
but-
Aloha. Hasta la pasta.
Right now, save up to $250 on Cooper tires, and shocks and struts are buy 3, get 1 free.
Hi, I'm Joanna Williams, General Manager at Tansky Sawmill Toyota. Is it time for a new or used car? Visit Tansky Sawmill Toyota on the corner of Sawmill and 161, home of the Tansky Promise, where our salespeople aren't paid on commission. We have a 72-hour exchange policy, and every transaction is upfront and transparent. You can even start the process at home. Visit TanskySawmillToyota.com to start your purchase today and to see all of this month's specials. And when you think Toyota, think Tansky.
Common Man here. I've told you about my friends at Sell for 1% Realtors. I am back to remind you that if you're thinking about selling your home, it should not cost you 6% to do it. Their premise is almost too good to be true. They sell your home for 1% commission, not 6. That's it. I had to check it out for myself, see if it was legit. I met with the family-run business here in Central Ohio. They will give you everything you expect from any realtor for a whole lot less. This is full service, not discount. They literally do everything that a realtor who charges you 6% is going to do, and probably more. They can do it because they use today's technology, which has made the realtor's job easier, taking photos, signing documents on your phone. And instead of keeping their prices the same like everybody else does, they pass the savings on to you because they know you're going to be happy with the service. Tell a friend, they get more business. Oh, what a novel concept. If I knew about these guys 10 years ago, I would have saved a boatload of money. On average, customers save about $10,000 in commissions. If you're selling, give my guys a call. 614-451-6616. Sellfor1%.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. The best high school football plays here. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Sublime night, North Central Ohio, Lewis Center, Delaware County, Olentangy Orange High School, Pioneer Fields. The school opened in 2008. They haven't faced Upper Arlington all that often. Division II to start their first 3 years, but they've met every season since 2020. Upper Arlington won the toss, deferred, And kicking off, Eddie Oakley, the sophomore, who's got it teed up at the 40. All white for the Golden Bears, blue and orange, that familiar look for Olentangy Orange, receiving at the 7 and bringing it out over the 30 to the 35, down the far right and out to the 35. A great return taken by Trayton Schrader, who's the nephew of the head coach, or Wes Schrader, who's in his first year. He comes over for Granville. The joke, Dane, was this the Blue Ace Bowl, the Granville Bowl. Both coaches on the sideline tonight, preceding their stops at their current place, coaching the Granville Blue Aces in Division III and doing great things with them in their tenures.
Yeah, both coaches aware of each other. Maybe don't know each other well, but have definitely taken similar paths to get where they are. One
of the many storylines we'll be following tonight. At the 35 on the far right hash, right to left, Orange with the football, and here is Davis, who is spectacular. He can run it, he can throw it. Little RPO, and he swings it to the near left flat. It's complete at the 40, up to the 45, across midfield, and into Upper Arlington territory. Quick hitter to Zane Konzak, who picks up big yardage and a first down to the UA 48.
And right off the bat, that's a great way to make your quarterback a threat. You see it at Ohio State a lot. Running him out towards the flat to make the defender out there, the corner, make a decision, and then throwing it to the guy in the flat that's already standing there.
Davis has thrown for over 1,000 yards. He's ran for 545 and 7 scores. 9 offers already, 5 of them from the Mid-American Conference. But you can bet your bottom dollar that's going to grow when he hits his senior season. On a delayed handoff up the middle and stuffed. Cohen Weaver got smacked down. This is just an impressive 3-5 front from Upper Arlington. And crashing the gap, they've got dudes who can make some big stops, including that one in Jason Milo, who helps lead the defense for Upper Arlington. Gain of 1, 2nd and 9. Opening possession of the football game. We're 40 seconds in. Orange with the football. Upper Arlington, a 10-0 winner in this matchup last year. They've won 6 in a row overall since their season opening loss at home to the defending Division IV champs in Glenville. Play action fake. Davis looks long. Down the near left sideline. Up in the air. It's caught and then bobbled and then dropped. In the hands of Taron Thomas, who's his number 1 target. He looked like he made a sensational catch at the 5, but the defensive prowess of the backfield seemed to have broken it up at the last second with that falling incomplete at the 2-yard line. But now,
looks like they're going to discuss it.
Orange is saying, they're saying that's a catch and then a fumble out of bounds. Boy, I can't believe that. I don't know if he ever fully had possession. If so, it's 46 yards down to the Upper Arlington 2 and a 1st and goal.
And if fumbled out of the end zone. A very interesting play to kick this thing off, but they're getting up to the ball and they want to snap it.
Pistol look. Weaver, the senior, goes off the right hip, takes a nosedive off the handoff from Davis and into the end zone for the Orange touchdown. Wild sequence after what looked like a completion, then an incompletion. It was ruled a completion, a fumble out of bounds. Upper Arlington defense perplexed, still with that score. And a quick hitter from Orange to go up 6-0 a minute 6 into the game.
And I think regardless of the confusion, and you can definitely feel it on both sides there, those are the type of shots that Orange knew they were going to have to take tonight to make an impact. And really, they got behind the defense. And, whether it was a catch or not, they had the defense beat on that play.
They did. And they had Thomas, the big senior target, ruled with his 30th reception. And they cash in a play later from Weaver. Extra point from Lidke, up and good. Let's pause. It's 7-0 Orange, a minute 6 into the game. They go right down the field in 4 plays. It's the high school football game of the week on The Fan.
Did you know 38% of Ohio's teenagers have spent money on gambling and video and online games? Items like mystery boxes, skins, and spin to win mimic gambling, putting children at a higher risk of experiencing a gambling disorder as an adult. So get in the know about youth gambling and start the conversation with discussion guides, parent resources, and more at changethegameohio.org. That's changethegameohio.org.
You're listening to The Fan's high school football game of
1:06 off the clock. 3 first downs from Davis right out there on a 65-yard drive. Weaver takes it in after a wild play where Taron Thomas thought he was going to break behind the UA defense and then let it slip loose. We don't have, of course, the benefit of video review. Process of a catch. The ball, of course, might have trickled out of bounds. That's a different rule in the high school game, but Orange will take it. You referenced it. That coverage was beaten, and Orange looking smooth on that first offensive possession. A touchback for UA. They'll bring it out to the 20 to start for the first time on offense tonight.
Well, first drive didn't disappoint. At least we knew that's the big matchup, and Orange draws first blood.
Immediately better than last year, and how things went for Orange down in Upper Arlington with their 10-0 loss. And for Davis in particular, they run a jet sweep coming from left to right and off of the near right tackle. It's a run toward the boundary, and the tackle made after the carry comes from Chindavong. Chindavong, the junior, 5'10", is the second leading rusher on the team, Jaden Chindavong. He didn't start in the backfield. Now it's Diller, the senior, off the right hip of senior Kyle Cox, who split time last year at the position for UA. 7-0 they trail. We're almost 2 minutes into the football game. And the handoff goes right up the middle to Diller. And he'll take it to the 30 in between the hash marks, and it's enough to move the sticks for a first down for the Golden Bears.
Yeah, and I think we'll see a bit of a split backfield this evening with Diller doing just what he did there. He's there between the tackles back, and Chinavong is more of their speedster. He's the one they want to try to press the edge on those jet sweeps like we saw the prior play.
Little thunder and lightning reference, if you will, for the backfield. There's 3 wide receivers, one in the slot on the near side right. That's Wally Sweeney, who's the leading target for senior Kyle Cox, who stands at his 25, motions the tight end, then takes the snap. Hands to Diller, runs off right guard on the near side, comes to the near right, and at the 35. Healthy dose of about 4 or 5 yards, where he's brought down by a penetrating Orange defense, a team that's trying to build their toughness under their new head coach, Wes Schrader, build the identity. It's worked out so far through 7 games for them in his first season. Yeah, Coach Schrader mentioned that when we talked to him earlier this week. It's been the first few weeks as a new coach, you're just trying to figure out who you got, what you got, and instilling that toughness was something he emphasized. Taking over for the great coach, Seb Schroeder. Same spelling, different pronunciation, no relation. Second down and 6, and the throw is going to short hop off the left seam. Time to throw for Cox, but he bounced one in there to Trent Wolpert, who's the Golden Bears' second leading receiver. It will fall incomplete, and 3rd and 6 upcoming on the first offensive possession for UA. Yeah, had some time there. Looks like it's just, obviously that's a throw he'd want back, bounced it. But I think we'll see more of that tonight as UA kind of works to have a really balanced offense, and something they've talked about, but being able to run the ball and pass the ball effective, very important for this offense. Trips far side left, 3 minutes into the game, 7-0 Orange. It's 3rd and 6, and at their own 34, Upper Arlington. The snap goes to Cox. He hands off, and they play right through the A gap. Is going to be a yard shy on the run for Diller, who went straight ahead. Herberger, the senior defensive lineman, in there to stuff with the tackle, along with Jackson Miller, who's one of the team's leading tacklers. The linebacker has 40 on the season. So 4th and a half a yard, and Cox gets the offense lined up and ready to go for it in their own territory. Plenty of time on the play clock. You wonder if they'll be trying to draw Orange off on 4th and short. But the snap, they give to Diller straight ahead, and the second effort, he's got it. The surge was there by the Orange defense on the interior, but Diller, with hard nose running, gets the first down across the 40 to the 42, and UA moves the chains. And that really shows you how UA wants to approach this game. Running the ball on 3rd and 5, and then going right back to your guy Diller on 4th and 1 to get that first down. Kyle Cox is thrown for just under 1,000 yards on the season. Not a big threat with his legs, but can run if he needs to. They run the pool play off the left side, and it's given to Diller. Diller scampers for about 5 and sets up a nice situation for 2nd and 4 at the UA 48. Opening possession on offense for the Golden Bears after a 4-play take down the field by the Pioneers, and Davis to put them up 7-0 on the run by Weaver. In no hurry to get to the line of scrimmage. Split wide receivers, 2 to the right. Now flaring out of the backfield, Diller. They run a wide receiver screen to Sweeney. He cuts across the middle of the field to the far side left. Down that sideline he goes. 30, 25, 20, and out of bounds at the 19. Really well-designed play on the action there where Diller flared out, but they got Sweeney cutting back across the grain. Big pickup. They'll mark him out at the 23. First down, Upper Arlington.
Yeah, and with all that running early in this series, you wonder when they were going to try to get the ball to number 2, and really well-designed little wide receiver screen, and you can see the speed that number 2 has.
Sweeney, 5'8", 165, but he's a huge threat in the slot. Go-to guy, can stretch the field, and Kyle Cox really trusts him. He'll hand to Diller on the first play at the 23 while they move into the red zone now, and about 4 yards for Diller, who goes off of right guard. Second down.
And, that's something for Sweeney. Height, being on the shorter side can be an advantage. In those little quick wide receiver screens and things that are cutting across the whole formation, you can get lost in the shuffle there. So I wouldn't be surprised if that becomes a big part of those. It pays off sometimes.
Are you speaking from experience?
Yeah. Love to see it.
2 receivers, far side left. UA moving the football from left to right here in this first quarter, down 7-0. 5 on the play clock, 6:20 remaining in the quarter. And they hand to Chinnavong, who comes around left end to the far side and works his way on that far left sideline inside the 15 to the 14. Close to another first down for Upper Arlington. This also has to be part of the equation too, Dane. Ball control offense, making sure that Levi Davis doesn't have it in his hands all that often, even though Orange can score quick.
I'm sure it's part of the overall game plan, if you're UA, is to keep the ball in your hands, use as much clock as you can. And I think overall they're a pretty efficient offense. Don't try to take a lot of big shots, so they're kind of built to run some clock.
It is a first down from Chinnavong. The junior's gone over 400 yards on the season coming into tonight. And he's had 2 runs to the edge on jet sweeps. They've got 4 wide receivers, 2 each way. Empty backfield for Cox. They motion Chinnavong. They fake to him. He'll flare out to the near side right. Cox is running for his life, and on the scramble throws it out of play. He eluded the pocket. He got the pressure from Caden Arcelane, the senior, who's one of 4 linebackers with over 35 tackles on the Orange roster. And it's a good mixed bag of sophomores, juniors, and seniors that have helped this defense along to the tune of a plus 13 turnover margin this year. They've given up quite a few yards, but kind of a bend but don't break philosophy.
Forced a lot of turnovers in the process, yeah.
2nd and 10, and there is movement, a pre-snap penalty, and it's on Olentangy Orange. Off the encroachment, it'll move it up 5 for UA, who has been really helter-skelter with their offense. Justin Buttermore even saying so. We probably didn't feel like we played our best football offensively till the Berlin game. Pardon, Hilliard Bradley. 42-0, that victory. Cox hands off, goes right up the middle to Diller. And Diller inside the 5, down to the 4 on a 1st and goal call for Upper Arlington, which started at their own 20. They're marching down the field using runs of Diller and Chinnavong, and the big play they hit to Sweeney puts them in business here at the 3.
Yeah, leading heavily on the run game, but really an efficient drive so far by UA and haven't met much resistance.
That is a first down picked up on the penalty, after the penalty. And they give up the middle, and it is going nowhere. at the 3-yard line with the snap in between the hash marks, and Diller is lassoed down in that backfield. Good penetration inside by the Orange defense, and leading the way, Jackson Miller.
And you mentioned earlier being a bend but don't break. This can be an example of it. I mean, you've given up a ton of yards on this drive, but obviously you're deep in the red zone. The field's shortened. Really, you want to get out of here with hoping that you force a field goal.
3 seniors on that offensive line. Big formation here for UA. 2nd and goal at the 5. Ball in between the hash marks. It's given straight ahead to Diller. He follows his blockers. Point of contact made at the 2, and down he goes. So he picks up about 3. It's going to be 3rd and goal from the 2, where he hit the hole. Arcelane was there on the 2nd level. Really run those 5 backers. You see that so often now in the high school game. Get guys in space who can move. 3rd and goal from the 2. 7-0 Orange. 4.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. They try and drive it in with Cox, who takes it under center and leans forward. That was a long way to go, though, and he's going to be short. Maybe if that was a half-yard or yard, Dane, you try that, but he had to surge for a good 1.5 yards, and not going to get past the Olentangy Orange defense there.
These past 2 plays for this Orange defense, unbelievable effort by these guys, because you had Diller running full speed downhill and stood him up both times, and now you got another quarterback sneak, it looks like.
And they've got Cal Thrush in the backfield to help with some leverage. Little Golden Bear shove, if you will, and into the end zone goes Kyle Cox for the touchdown. Well, if anything, on the 3rd down play, it was setting him up to do it again here on 4th down, and UA a point away from tying it. They're on the board, 7-6.
And maybe that's part of the plan all along. It's 3 yards, but we can get it with 2 of them.
Of course, they have the outstanding defensive lineman in Cal Thrush, who's a Michigan State commit. But he's going to be playing more on the offensive side of the ball, Justin Buttermore says, down the stretch weeks. Lining him up at tight end. It's a high snap, and the extra point is up and good from Oakley, who's converted all 12 this season. And Upper Arlington with an impressive 80-yard march down the field with a good balanced attack. And they stick it right in the heart of the Orange defense on 4th and goal from the 1 to make it 7-7. 3:59 remaining here in the first quarter. It's the high school football game of the week on The Fan.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 2 trips to a Buckeye postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
You're listening to The Fan's high school football game of the week.
Now you get up in somebody's space and put some pressure on them. Is that clear? You understand? That's it.
7-7 Upper Arlington matching the Olentangy Orange touchdown, and now kicking off from left to right, where Schrader takes it at the 5. Returns his 2nd kickoff of the night, this time out to the 27. Well, this is any indication, Dane, of what we thought this game could be. Thumbs up so far through the first 8 minutes of the first quarter. 80-yard drive that goes 15 plays. Kyle Cox, his first rushing touchdown of the year. He had 6 first downs on the drive. And a salute to our Cam Taylor on stats tonight. We'll hear from him throughout the evening, but that's impressive work by Upper Arlington.
It is, and really for an offensive coordinator, those are dream numbers for a drive there. And the added benefit for UA, not many of their guys go both ways. So everybody on defense right now was resting that entire time.
3:53 remaining here in quarter number 1. 72 degrees at kickoff. It's hard to believe we're in week 8 of the high school football season. These 2 teams, Division I, Region 3, and they're 2 of the top 3 teams based on the computer points to this point in the season. Nowhere going on that opening carry off the far right hash. A handoff, Davis, and gave it off in the middle to Weaver. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage at the 28-yard line. 2nd down and 10 for Orange. Second time with the football. First time around. Went 4 plays. They had the big pass over the top to Thomas, which was a point of contention to whether he held it and then lost it. But Orange won't apologize for it. They cashed in on a 1-yard score to Weaver. Quick hitch out to the far right sideline. It's caught at the 35. Davis finds his man. And that pass out over the 35 to Jake Lulling. 6th catch of the year, and coming off a game where he had 2 big catches and a touchdown against Dublin Kaufman.
And I think that's the type of pass, the little 5-yard hitch, is something that for Orange might be available for much of this night as the UA defense wants to keep everything in front of them.
Personnel issues right now for Orange getting a player on the field. On 3rd down and 1 at the 37, they go direct right to Davis. He goes into the pile of white, and Upper Arlington swallows him whole. The Golden Bears weren't fooled. They know Davis, who's been a lot more stronger in his convictions to run. That was designed all the way, but it gains no yards. In fact, it loses a yard.
And in that particular formation, you had 2 fullbacks and a running back in the backfield. That's not something Orange does often. We even saw somebody running in late on the field. That's always the challenge when you're a spread offense, and for one play, you try to bring it in and run the ball in a tight formation.
They stacked the line again for Davis, and the alignment was not good.
Again, it just doesn't seem like they're comfortable in something that is not their normal shotgun spread offense.
Oh, wow, they've called encroachment on the UA defense, and that's going to be a free first down for Olentangy Orange. Game tied at 7. We've got 2:22 remaining here in the first quarter. Second offensive possession for Orange. Playoff qualifier. 7 times in the school's history, they've won 2 playoff games. In 2009 and 2019. So the free first down out to the 42-yard line, going from right to left. Ball on the far right hash. It's snapped to Davis. The junior quarterback has time, stands at his 35, floats it into traffic. It was a high ball for Taron Thomas, and good thing it was too tall for everyone because there were 3 white shirts around, and that Upper Arlington secondary feasted on Davis last year to the tune of 3 interceptions, but it's thrown away, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and that may have been an intentional throwaway by Davis there. Really good defense by UA, and they have such good athletes in the secondary here. They're going to be tough to test for this Orange passing attack. So that's why, at some point, and we haven't seen it yet, Levi Davis is going to have to do the work with his legs.
Corna, Ardelia, Braun all back there in the secondary for UA. Speaking of legs, it's Davis who takes the direct snap, runs off the far right tackle, and gets out over midfield to the 48, to the 45 of Upper Arlington. They'll actually spot him out at the 46-yard line. It's a first down for Orange, and there is the threat that Davis provides, and he was going without hesitation.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of what UA is going to want to force Orange into. I know it's kind of like pick your poison, but the way they've been playing defense, they don't want to give up the big pass play. They've only got a 3-man front. They want to dare you to run the ball. So either handing it off or using the athleticism of Davis.
On the far right hash, the snap gets away from Davis. Orange looks like they might have taken off early. Davis runs, and he is going down just over midfield. He's actually going to lose 2 yards. The pursuit by Ardelia comes over to make the tackle. This guy from the secondary is a special player, a junior. This is his 10th tackle of the year, but he returns punts and kickoffs. 2nd down and 12. We've got 1:43 and a running clock here in the first quarter. 7-7, Orange and Upper Arlington.
And Ardelia, a great athlete. He returns some kicks. You can always tell who the coaches think the athletes are by who they put back there.
Weaver motions out to the flat on the far right. Davis takes the snap, rolls to the middle of the field, throws a dart in between the hash marks down to the Upper Arlington 27. It's caught by Thomas right above the turf. Grabs it while he was down to his knees and makes the reception. And there's the mobile quarterback finding his favorite target, Taron Thomas. It's a big gain of 25 yards, first down. Schrader dictating the play in from the sideline. Everyone lined up and ready to go with a minute remaining here in the first quarter. It was a gain of 20, pardon. They spot it at the 27, and right up the middle on the delay goes Weaver. Breaks over the 15 to the 10 to the 5. First and goal, Orange. He's down to the 2. Cohen Weaver, who's already got one touchdown in this game from a yard out. Orange goes quickly. Upper Arlington defense on their heels. They had a loss, but Davis with his legs made the play in the pocket or outside the pocket. Gives to Weaver again, number 2 for the Pioneers as his second touchdown of the night. Slashing off left guard, walking in for the score, 13-7 for the home team.
Man, it seemed like that UA defense a little bit out of sorts, and that's the type of thing that can happen when you have an athlete like Levi Davis in the backfield, and you finally see him make one of those runs like he did 3 plays ago, pick up 11 on it. It just plants the seed in the defense. It causes a little hesitation, and magically, things start to open up.
Wyatt Lidke drives home the extra point. He's missed 5 of them this year, but he's perfect 2 for 2 on the night. 41 seconds remaining. Great first quarter. Orange back on top, 14-7 with their second offensive possession. High school football game of the week here on The Fan.
Shop Meijer for monster deals and spooky savings this week. Save on red or golden delicious, Empire, Fuji, Gala, and Macintosh apples. Mix and match and fill your tote bag for 79 cents a pound. From creepy to just plain silly, our selection of kids' costumes are 25% off. And Halloween snack-size non-chocolate candy is only $3.49 per bag. Shop these frighteningly good deals and more in-store or in the Meijer app. Exclusions apply.
You want Jersey Mike's signature sub, you get a number 13 original Italian. You want a dramatic radio idea? You get me. Like this. I'm the 7th-string quarterback and the other 6 quarterbacks go down. The coach yells, DeVito, you're in. The crowd is worried until I throw a touchdown. But the other team is celebrating. Apparently, I threw the Jersey Mike's number 13 original Italian I was eating on the sidelines. Whoops. The number 13 original Italian, Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
You're listening to The Fan's high school football game of the week.
Now you get up in somebody's face and put some pressure on them. Is that clear? You understand? That's it.
Zach Corna, the senior for Upper Arlington, returns the kickoff after the touchdown by the Pioneers. Olentangy Orange leading 14-7. Neil Sika, Dane Sonsenbacher, our great crew. High school football game of the week here on The Fan. And a face mask while Corna being brought to the ground. And a personal foul, 15 yards, going to give the Golden Bears excellent field position. They're in the visiting whites from head to toe, the black helmets. UA and the numerals on those black helmets. Black numerals and gold trim. Orange, blue, and orange, the familiar look for the Pioneers here at home, leading by 7. And the handoff to Chinnavong on the first snap from quarterback Kyle Cox goes for a loss of 1 out on the right edge. Good swarm by the defense led by Jackson Miller. Dane, how about these offenses so far in the proficiency? 72-yard drive, 7 plays, 5 first downs. Weaver a couple of big runs, capping it off with a second score from 4 yards out on this most recent possession.
Both offenses doing exactly what they set out to do. This UA offense wants to be efficient, plod down the field, get little chunks at a time, take time off the clock. Mission accomplished last drive. And then you have the Orange offense who wants to be electric behind Levi Davis, and they mixed it up, and they've had no trouble kind of moving the ball down the field and really gashing UA with big plays.
Electric first 12 minutes. We look at the Buyers Import scoreboard. It says Olentangy Orange 14, Upper Arlington 7 at the end of the first quarter. It's the high school football game of the week on The Fan.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text SAVVY to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text SAVVY to 42424. That's SAVVY to 42424.
You're listening to the Fan's high school football game of the week.
Now you get up in somebody's space and put some pressure on them. Is that clear? You understand? That's it.
On the first play of the second quarter, Kyle Cox back to pass and launching one down the middle of the field. It's picked off. Great coverage by Olentangy Orange, and Will Musgrove with his 7th interception of the season. Coming into tonight with Trayton Schrader, they each had 6. Musgrove's got 7, and down at the 9-yard line, Orange forcing the turnover, plus 14 on the year, adding with that pick, and they've got the football back, leading 14-7. Dane Sanzenbacher.
And really uncharacteristic for UA. They don't take a ton of shots, and really that one wasn't there. There was 2 Orange defenders there that could have picked that off, and it's Musgrove with number 7 on the year.
Design QB run, Levi Davis bounces off one would-be tackler and got to the far left sideline where he spirals out around the 13. Orange in the driver's seat. Their only victory over Upper Arlington came in that weird truncated 2020 high school football season of COVID. Teams were required to just play the minimum 5 games, and then in the playoffs, UA played Orange in the playoffs and beat them. Both the games were played here. So trying to end a 3-game losing streak to the Golden Bears. They've got the junior, the prolific Levi Davis. Well, Schrader says, I'm running out of superlatives to describe him week to week. And he spins out of a tackle in the backfield, runs to the near side right, and will still keep his balance, get out over the 15 to the 19 to the 20. They spot him out at the 22. That looked like it was going to be a loss of 3. It turns out to be a first down, and they move the sticks after that run, that wormy run by Levi Davis.
And that's one of those where it's a shame we're on the radio, because it's going to be hard to describe what he just did there. Stepped up in the pocket, spin move, probably ran 35-yard total to gain a very exciting, 7? But that's just the athleticism that we knew we would see from Levi Davis. And, that's just one of those plays where you think there's nothing there, and your guy goes out and makes a play and gives you first down.
Left to right, Pioneers in the second quarter. Near right hash, they have the football in their home blue and orange, and it's given up the middle to Weaver, who's got a couple of touchdowns tonight. He's got 4 yards on this carry, out to the 27-yard line through the middle of the Upper Arlington defense. Pioneers have won 3 in a row. Their loss came mid-season against Gahanna-Lincoln, where they led that game 21-10. They've dealt with dealing with some of the adversity a little bit better in recent weeks, including last week against Kaufman. They trailed 13-7 at the half before a 20-point third quarter. Leading here 14-7, a minute into the second period. On the near right hash, 3 receivers left, 2 to the right. The shotgun snap goes to the quarterback, Davis. He throws out to the near right sideline. It's caught on a little out route to Will Musgrove, who had the interception. And he's got enough for the first down. That pass caught at the 37. A little bit of cushion and drop back from the UA defense. Moves the sticks, first down. A little bit of a delay on the snap. The calibration wasn't there from Orange, and that's going on the offense. Little procedure penalty. Back him up 5.
And Levi Davis playing with a ton of confidence right now. You can see it. And we were told that coming into the game, and even the big difference between last year and this year is his just comfort with dropping back. He's completely confident being the only person in the backfield, running a completely spread 5-wide offense, and just reading the defense and taking what he can get. That's a huge trait to have for a guy that can also be electric with his legs.
Weaver off his left hip. Davis takes the snap at his 28. It's 1st and 15. And gashing back across the grain off the right tackle up to the 40 is Weaver. Gets back the penalty and then some out to the 41-yard line. Gain of 9 for Cohen Weaver, who's now over 700 yards rushing on the season. The senior caught one ball out of that backfield. He splits time with Lucas Fickle, no relation to the former Ohio State great. Speaking of former Ohio State greats, there's a bevy of them here to watch this football game, whether they're affiliated with the schools or not. Great crowd on hand. Beautiful night, week 8, 14-7 Orange, near right hash mark. Snap goes to Davis, and he hands to Weaver. Cohen Weaver comes up off right guard, across the 45 to the 47. He's very close to an Orange first down. It's going to be 3rd and about a football.
And Weaver really kind of unsung in the offense. You know, a lot of what makes the offense go and has this year is being able to have a dependable run game. Now, obviously, Levi Davis is the one that's going to get a lot of the talk, but Weaver has definitely done his job in keeping the defense honest by being a running attack.
Davis out of a stack eye, 3 of them in the backfield behind Levi Davis, and the junior just goes right over his center to pick up the first down at the 48. This Orange program, they won just 9 games combined the last 3 seasons, and they're knocking on the door here tonight if they can accomplish the feat of a 7th victory in 8 games.
And first year, not first year head coach, but first year with Orange, Coach Schrader, you know, couldn't be happier if you would have told him he was going to be 6-1 at this point in the year.
Spin move out into space on the left edge for Levi Davis. He had faked the jet sweep and then ran around left end. Gets over midfield into the UA 47 where he's brought down. It's 2nd and 5. They're averaging about 5-6 yards a carry, especially on first down. That's big for this Orange offense. Leading at 14-7. They've scored on both possessions. 4 plays and 1 of 7 plays here tonight. Davis, the junior quarterback, off the far left hash, takes the snap, flushed out of the pocket with the pressure coming. He rolls to his right and throws to the near right sideline where the ball goes incomplete at the 30-yard line. He wanted the big target, the tight end, Beckett Miller, the senior, who's got a couple of touchdowns this season. It's 3rd down and 5. 8-16, still early portion of this second quarter, but a good ball game brewing between these OCC Central foes. Orange used to be in the OCC Buckeye. After the COVID season, they meandered their way into the OCC Central, which is the oldest division of the OCC enclave, or ecosystem if you prefer.
I like ecosystem.
Yeah, let's go with that. Off the far left hash, Levi Davis with a pistol look. Trips receivers near side right. He'll take the snap. He'll hand to Weaver, and Weaver off the edge. It's not fooling Upper Arlington there. They're into the backfield, and it's a loss of 3. Well, the surge came, and it was a good one. James Wilcox, who's had an outstanding season, outstanding student, and he's up around 50 tackles for the year, and he swallows up Weaver for the loss. It's 4th and 8, and Orange will punt for the first time tonight.
Yeah, really a big play by one of the leaders of the defense, and gets us into a situation where, you know, the rare stop of the offense tonight, we're going to get to see a change of field via punt.
Scoreboard check. Sponsored by Byers Imports by the airport. 14-7 Orange. The pressure came on the punt. It's not a good one from Lidke. Squirrels its way to the near side right and out of bounds at the Upper Arlington 40-yard line. We're talking a net punt of about 15 yards or so. Great field position for the Golden Bears. While we have a moment on this change of possession, big night, week 8, hard to believe. Are the games as good around Central Ohio as we're seeing here? Ryan Baker, the radio maker. How you doing, buddy? What's on tap for this evening?
We're doing good, guys, and we do have some good games going on right now. How about this, though? Two offensive teams in Pickerington North and Grove City. 5 minutes left in the first half. They are scoreless. Hartley, they're off to a big start. 24-10. They lead Bloom Carroll. They need this one to maybe get in the playoffs, so this is big for the Hawks.
Hartley on the airwaves last week in a valiant game against DeSales. They lost. Chinnavong worming his way in between the hash marks. He went right, cut back left, got over midfield. When it's all said and done, he's to the orange 41-yard line. Quite the run for the junior.
Yeah, and he's their home run threat, right? You know, we talked about, they'll kind of split carries in the backfield between Diller and Chinnavong, but Chinnavong is really the one, and you saw the speed there, that is the threat to break it big.
19 yards for Jaden Chinnavong. First down, Upper Arlington in orange territory, coming off of the Kyle Cox interception. Now he's back, rolls to his right, looks down the field, throws, it's incomplete. Wally Sweeney was open. He was running a post corner toward that far right sideline, but he had to wait on the football, and it was knocked away in the end. Connor Stevens over to defend for Orange.
Yeah, maybe just a little late on letting that one go by Kyle Cox. Little rollout to the right. Had him open and a little bit behind the defense. Just threw it a little bit high and kind of bailed Orange out there. Gives us a 2nd and 10.
Now Cox started the first 5 games last season, splitting time with Tommy Janowitz, who's now playing lacrosse at Ohio State. Those are the two Upper Arlington quarterbacks. Handoff here to Diller. Just an honest, hard-working runner. Goes around right tackle. That's on the far side of the field. He's over the 40 to the 39. Brings up 3rd and 8, though, for the Golden Bears, trailing 14-7. They matched that opening score from Orange on the first possession. And threw a pick. This is their 3rd time with the football. We've got 6:23 remaining here in the first half. 14-7 Pioneers.
And we might see these defenses starting to figure these offenses out. I mean, both of these past 2 drives, they haven't been, the consistent march down the field. They've met some resistance.
2 receivers, near side left, 1 far side right. Diller comes out of the backfield into the flat. Cox takes the snap. Back at his 49. He eludes a rush. Gets over the 40. Now runs upfield to the far side right. Got out on the sideline at the 34. He's going to be short of the first down by about 3 yards, but turned nothing into something. And it's a situation where Justin Buttermore and his offense can say, we could go for this.
Yeah, and I guess Kyle Cox there saying, I've got some tricks too. I can run a little bit, because that was really making something out of nothing. And like you said, you turned it into something that, 4th and 3, we've got plays for this.
Wolpert and Sweeney line up near side left. Sweeney's in the slot. The hard count from Cox, and did they get Orange to move? I think they did. And on the hard count, the encroachment on the Orange defense is going to give Upper Arlington a first down. How about that?
And that shows you just how big that scramble is to get it to 4th and manageable. Now, get them to jump off sides. You get an easy first down out of it.
Halfway through the second quarter, 14-7 Orange. 2 touchdown runs from short yardage by Cohen Weaver. A big pass play on the opening drive to Taryn Thomas, which was ruled a catch. Looked initially like an incompletion. Then a long march to answer an Upper Arlington score by the Pioneers to retake the lead. 15-play drive when they did put it in the end zone, these Golden Bears, and they're wearing all white tonight. And moving behind the running of Alec Diller, who slashes his way for 6 yards off left guard inside the Orange 25.
And Diller really close to breaking that one, actually. It looked like Orange brought a little bit of pressure, and the danger is when you pick the wrong gap when you're blitzing those backers, there's really nobody home for you.
Jaden Chinnavong off the left hip on the near left hash. Cox in shotgun, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, runs right up the seam, has a first down. He's over the Orange 20, down to the 17-yard line. And a nice piece of deception by Kyle Cox, who's echoing what Dane Sanzenbacher was just discussing. I can do it with my feet. just like Levi Davis, first down, Upper Arlington.
And sometimes that helps as quarterbacks to make them feel like they're really in the game, to run the ball a little bit, to feel the contact. He struggled a little bit throwing the ball so far. Maybe that's something that wakes him up.
Not accurate on his deep shots. 5 minutes remaining. He play action fakes here off the near left hash mark. Rolls around. He's got all the time in the world. Back to his 30. Still has to throw it away. Great coverage downfield. He had good 6 or 7 seconds, Kyle Cox, before he threw that to the Upper Arlington sideline, which is across the way from us.
Yeah, and he really only had 2 receivers out in formation. So while he had all the time in the world, it's because everybody was in blocking, I think. There really no chance for a completion. Wise decision just to get rid of it out of bounds.
Checking the buyers' imports by the airport scoreboard. 14-7 Orange, 4:42 remaining here in the first half. Upper Arlington does get the football to start quarter number 3. They won the toss and deferred. Chinnavong moves to the left hip of Kyle Cox, the senior, off the left hash. Takes the shotgun snap. Hands to Chinnavong, who runs through a hole in the middle of the field in between the hash marks. And he's down to the 11. There were flags that came in. And we'll check the call. It was while the play was in motion. Our referee is veteran Dave Pitkin. This crew from the Delaware, Marysville area. Oh, it's a chop block on Upper Arlington. Someone went low, and now they're going in arrears. And that could be a drive killer. It's now all the way back at the 32-yard line.
Yeah, to say drive killer, that is a huge swing in field position and really killing momentum that you had. You had Chinnavong on a really hard run and down inside the 10, I believe. And now you're all the way back outside the 30-yard line.
Moving from right to left in this second quarter, trailing 14-7, 2nd and 24. Chinnavong motions from the left. Comes now and fakes the jet sweep and a wheel route where Cox will throw it up top. It's defended well, and now a late flag comes in. It fell incomplete, but they're going to look to call the PI. Cam Robinson was in coverage, somewhat face guarding. Believe that was Sweeney, the man he wanted, and he often goes to. Upper Arlington needed to go to the 7 to set up 1st and goal, and they had 2 downs to do so.
And they're going to get a little chunk of it back there. Really a well-designed play. I guess when you've got, 2nd and forever, that was a little wheel route out of the backfield, hoping to get Chinnavong, who's their home run threat and really a fast kid, matched up against the linebacker. It was great coverage. Just maybe got a little bit too handsy.
Sweeney in the slot, far side right. Wolpert out wide, far right. Chinnavong in the backfield. Line moves to that middle of the field where they give to Chinnavong from Cox, and he will run inside between the tackles to the 15, 14, and now falls at the 13-yard line. So it brings up 3rd down and call it 6 with 4:09 remaining in the first half. Good football game here. Both teams 6-1, 2-0 in the OCC Central. Upper Arlington trailing 14-7, moving from right to left. After forcing an orange punt, the previous possession, UA threw a pick. Diller back in there, the senior. On the left side of the quarterback, Kyle Cox. Looks to the sideline for the play. 5 on the play clock. Stands in between the hash marks. Takes the snap. He'll give it to Diller. He eludes one tackler. Runs hard off right guard. Inside the 10. Down to the 9. Very close to the first down. He might be about a half-yard shy. It's 4th down at the 8. At about a half-yard in Upper Arlington. No chance they thought anything else. Cal Thrush, the big senior 6'5 defensive end, heading to Michigan State's now in the game on offense. They're running.
Yeah, and we've seen it multiple times now of running the ball on 3rd and relatively long to give yourself a 4th and short.
Quick moving first half, 3:10 remaining in it. They give to Diller. He'll shimmy and move to the outside off of left guard, and just that little deke at the end where he lunges forward to the 6 is enough for the first down. 1st and goal, Upper Arlington.
And same result on 4th down. It's almost like they see those those obvious passing downs. You would think obvious with third and somewhat long. They think they're 2 running plays away from the first down.
First and goal at the 6. Handoff goes up the middle. Diller congested 3 or 4 yards on the inside handoff. He's tackled in the middle. Trayton Schrader up to help make the stop along with Brennan Kessler, the sophomore. Those linebackers, there's 3 juniors, a senior, and a sophomore. Miller, Scott, Arcelane, Kessler, Robinson. Second and goal at the 3. 2:20 remaining in the half. Cox, he'll hand, and slipping in the backfield is Diller. No gain, might have lost a yard. And a timeout here from Olentangy Orange, and we'll take it with them. 14-7, Orange leads with 2:10 remaining here in the first half. Really good football game, Week 8. It's the high school football game of the week on The Fan.
Did you know 38% of Ohio's teenagers have spent money on gambling and video and online games? Items like mystery boxes, skins, and spin to win mimic gambling, putting children at a higher risk of experiencing a gambling disorder as an adult. So get in the know about youth gambling and start the conversation with discussion guides, parent resources, and more at changethegameohio.org. That's changethegameohio.org.
Hey, Buckeye fans! As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 2 trips to a Buckeye postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Friday night under the lights. This is the Fan's high school football game of the week.
Third and goal for the 5, Upper Arlington. Moving from right to left. Down a 7-point affair here to Orange. Chinnavong takes the handoff that's given by senior Kyle Cox, and there's nowhere to go as he tries to get to the boundary on the far right edge. He's brought down around the numbers. It's 4th down and goal and decision time for head coach Justin Buttermore and company for UA. They've taken up more time on this drive, chunking their way down the field. And we'll see what they do here on 4th and goal now at the 7, but that wasn't it to Chinnavong because they want to run it one too many times, and the Orange defense was ready.
Yeah, and the Orange, you talked about bend but don't break. That's been the definition for this Orange defense so far, and really, unlikely that UA would even end up in a 4th and goal situation here after being second and I think 20. Kind of got bailed out by a pass interference call, a couple good run plays, but Orange, after a long defensive stand here, look like they might be coming up with holding UA to a field goal as we see the UA kicker starting to warm up.
Eddie Oakley. Drew Basil is the kicking coach for Upper Arlington, the former Buckeye. He said he would be good going in this direction to, 52 yards? This isn't quite that. Should be a chip shot.
Yeah, this is one of those rare situations. UA feels really good about their kicker. And, in high school, it's rare to get one that you feel really good about. Just a sophomore, but they feel like this kid could be really good.
Right hash, far side of the field. At the 12-yard line, this is a 22-yard attempt. As long as 32 yards. He's 3 of 5 on the year. The sophomore, Eddie Oakley. 14-7, Orange leading Upper Arlington with 2:03 remaining in this first half. Justin Buttermore, the head coach, knows that UA will get the football to begin the third quarter, so take the points here. Gellert is the holder, but there's some mischief up front, and it's going to be offside on Orange. So now, they were goal to go. It's not going to give a first down, but does it change your thought process into what to do here?
Looks like they may decline it to save their angle. I mean, I think in high school football, those hashes are so wide. Any closer to the end zone, and you're making it harder on yourself to make the field goal.
So still at the 12, the penalty declined. Gelhart, the holder, has it down, and the kick from Oakley is true. Right down the middle. The new score, Olentangy Orange 14, Upper Arlington 10. 2 minutes remaining here in the first half. It's the high school football game of the week on The Fan.
Get out there and have some fun in a new Toyota with more all-wheel drive choices than anyone else. Like the best-selling RAV4. Now through November 4th, get 4.99 APR financing on a new gas-powered 2024 RAV4. Or lease a RAV4 Elite for $339 a month for 36 months with $32.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details. Or go to Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Always and forever, your Ohio State flagship station.
WBNS-FM HD1 Columbus.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. You're listening to The Fan's high school football game of the week.
Now you get up in somebody's face and put some pressure on them. Is that clear? You understand? That's it.
14-10, Orange leads Upper Arlington. Got 2 minutes remaining in this first half. Neil Sika, Dane Sanzenbacher. Cam Taylor providing stats. Jacob Reimer at studio control. Ryan Baker, the radio maker. And he's baking up scores all night long from across Central Ohio. Tackle down at the 19 off the kickoff, where Schrader returns for a third time tonight. So here's Orange's offense. They punted the last time. It's been a while since they've had the football. More ball control. 5:29 off that clock from Upper Arlington. The 23-yard field goal from Oakley. 10 plays. They got 3 first downs on that drive.
Yeah, they've been efficient with their offense and got something out of that. But I still think for Orange, you got to take that as a win, holding them to a field goal in that scenario.
Bridge Credit Union halftime show is coming up. Recap the first half. Stats from Cam. Skip Mosick along with a look across the state. Quick run that will gash off right tackle on first down to pick up 5. And now a throw to the sideline near left. It's intercepted. Picked off. And walking in to the end zone is Braun. Jake Braun. And the haunting memories of 2023 for Davis have surfaced here at the worst possible time. He throws a pick 6. A quick out on the near right sideline. He gets a pat on the head from his head coach, Wes Schrader. Braun goes the distance with his 3rd interception of the year. He walked right in front of that out route and takes it in for a 25-yard score.
And that's just a mistake by Davis there. There's no reason to force that in, and great play by Jake Braun, who was just really sitting on the 5-yard hitch route, broke on it, and went untouched to really, change this game within a matter of a few seconds with only 1:30 to go before the half. UA takes the lead.
And the extra point is up and good from Oakley. Wow, what a turn of events. And 10 points for UA in a matter of about 40 seconds or so. Let's pause. We'll come back with the kickoff. 17-14, Upper Arlington. Jake Braun's interception, TDINT, has changed it for the Golden Bears here on the high school football game of the week on The Fan.
Dormar, your climate hero.
Dorn, what's that guy yelling about in my noisemaker?
Dormar, your climate hero.
Your climate hero, you fossil.
What's a climate hero?
That's Dormar, our same-day heating and AC company we've used for 60 years.
Who?
Dormar, your climate hero.
Come on, Dad, you laugh every time you hear their tidy-whitey commercials.
Yep, those are funnier.
Dormar, your climate hero.
Friday night under the lights. This is the Fan's high school football game of the week.
Just the 2nd interception of Levi Davis's season. Jake Braun, 26 yards down the near left sideline. Davis had a chance to tackle him. But Braun broke the tackle and breaks into the end zone for the pick six. 17-14 Upper Arlington. And they go with 10 unanswered right before halftime to take the lead. Neil and Dane with you. 1:27 remaining here in the first half. Left to right Orange. They've got one timeout. And you're startled like if you're the quarterback, right, or the offense. What are you addressing here to make sure you get some points on the board before the break?
Well, if I'm talking to Levi Davis, I'm saying, just settle down. A lot of things that can happen with quarterbacks, especially young quarterbacks, in the hurry-up offense, quote-unquote, they think they need to hurry up. And really, you don't. You run the play that's called. And that's what that seemed like on that last play was he felt like, I need to beat the clock and get it out of my hands, when really, you don't need to force anything.
Gellhardt and Wilcox make a tackle. Upper Arlington has 3 timeouts. A little conservative run there was given to Lucas Fickle, and he does not pick up anything. Back to the line of scrimmage off right tackle. Another timeout will step away. 17-14. Upper Arlington here late in the first half on the high school football game of the week on the Fan.
In the air, and that really gets me going for delicious savory breakfast like the Bob Evans new value menu with a whole lot of fresh breakfast options for just $5.99. I love the new griddle stacker with a sausage patty, American cheese, bacon, and a fried egg. But get this, 3 mini hot cakes. You're gonna love it too. Here's the best part, the price. It's right in your wheelhouse. It's in my wheelhouse. It's starting at only $7.99. Stacked high and price low. Check them out at bobevans.com or on the new mobile app.
High school football game of the week.
Now you get up in somebody's face and put some pressure on them. Is that clear? You understand? That's it.
Levi Davis throwing one up to the skies on the far left sideline by the UA bench. It falls incomplete. It was nearly intercepted. That ball hung in the air for a good 5 seconds. It's 3rd down and 10 for Orange. Upper Arlington suddenly with that interception, they turned for a touchdown. They've turned the screws. They did this last week. They were down 12 points with 4 minutes left to Liberty. And the big pick six by Zach Corna turned the game around for Upper Arlington and got the win in the late stages. Here's a slant pass thrown over the middle, and it's dropped. Taron Thomas was open at the 25. Looked like he might have had first down yardage. That was put right on the numbers by Davis, but his receiver does not help him out, and it's 4th down and 10. Orange will punt.
And give UA a chance at another chance at great field position here. But it just seemed like that whole drive, Orange, just their pulse felt a little bit up. It felt like they needed to make a play. And a lot of times when you're trying to make a play, that's when mistakes happen.
And not make a mistake in the process after the interception. Back is Braun to field the punt, and he slips a few tacklers. He's to midfield. Excellent position here for the Golden Bears, who have gone 10 unanswered. They trailed 14-7. Jake Braun with the big pick six, 26 yards on the previous Orange possession. 17-14 Golden Bears, 53 seconds remaining here in the first half. They'll actually spot this at the UA 49. They do have 2 timeouts.
And just a huge stand from, way to show up on these past 2 drives for this UA defense. That's kind of been their MO. They want to play the long game, rush 3, and make you throw it and make mistakes. And you've seen it really have a huge impact here at the end of the first half.
And we hit on this at the top of the show. Orange has been averse to making mistakes and not having the big turnover. That was huge, though. Wide receiver screen. It goes out to Wolpert into the far right flat, and then cutting down the hash marks. The veteran receiver, the junior, we've got a lot of time in that position his sophomore days. Sets up 2nd down and 2 at the Orange 43. Cox takes the snap. Good pocket. Stands at his 50. No one's open downfield. Cox now running to the outside, racing toward the marker. He's going to go into the Upper Arlington bench. A little indecisive, maybe looking to throw downfield. Brennan Kessler ran him out. It's 3rd and 2 coming up for Upper Arlington.
And a good play to avoid pressure in the backfield, but you really use a lot of time by scrambling in that situation when time right now is your enemy more than the field position is.
3rd and 2, 24 seconds remaining. Dare I say we could see an Oakley 50-yard attempt if they get a few more yards here.
And there's the benefit of having a guy like that on your roster, that at least it puts situations like this, you have a chance to get points on the board.
Going from right to left, ball on the far right hash, 3 receivers near side left. Cox takes the snap. He hands straight ahead. It's a first down. Enough to pick up the yardage by Diller. He goes for 5. And a timeout called now with 19 seconds remaining. Upper Arlington has 1 remaining. Orange has 1 remaining. Let's pause another 30 seconds. Closing down this first half with Upper Arlington leading 17-14. It's the high school football game of the week on the Fan.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers, the people who refuse to make trade-offs in life. Like Kelly, when her old car insurance got so expensive that she couldn't afford to drive anymore, do you think she started carrying her groceries for miles? No. But she did find Direct Auto's savings that allowed her to drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25%, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a quote today at directauto.com. Savings based on applied discounts and will vary. Terms apply. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Friday night under the lights. This is the Fan's high school football game of the week.
Upper Arlington will come out of the timeout, leading 17-14 here late in the final seconds of this first half. 20 seconds remaining. They have it at the Olentangy Orange 39. Orange led 7-0 and then 14-7. The last 10 to the Golden Bears. 3 receivers near left. Both teams are 6-1. Diller motions out into the flat. Off the shotgun snap, and now a huge hole. Cox is going to run forward. Has the first down over the 30 to the 26. Out of bounds around the 25 of Orange. They're definitely in that conversation about an Eddie Oakley field goal attempt with 14 seconds remaining.
Yeah, an enormous play with his legs there. I mean, you really only took a few seconds off the clock and pick up an efficient chunk of yards, get out of bounds. I mean, that really puts you in a situation as an offense where now you can run a couple plays, see if you can steal a touchdown, but you're in field goal range already.
Still have a timeout with 14 seconds remaining. On the 25 of Orange, going to the left. Far right hash. Shotgun snap, face-high catch for Cox. Now trying to elude a sack. He's going to run up and get brought down for a loss of 3. Could have been more if he didn't sidestep a couple of would-be tacklers, and the good pressure brought up through the middle. UA has to dispatch of the timeout. Jackson Miller was bringing the heat along with some others in blue. 2nd down and 12. 7 seconds left. The final UA timeout. And while they mull this over, let's check in with Ryan Baker back in the studio. Another busy night, week 8, with games marching toward halftime and beyond. Bake, what do you got?
Yeah, guys, we talked about that Grove City Pickerington North game. What a big one that is. They've gone to the half. Pickerington North has a 7-0 lead, a 49-yard touchdown pass from Jaron Mock to Preston Bowman. That's a big one there. We talked about that Hartley game. It's 24-17 now. They lead Bloom Carroll. We've been watching Harvest Prep all year as a team in Division 5 that could make some noise. They have a 21-6 lead over Akron St. Vincent St. Mary's right now. So a lot of big games in the area for Week 8.
Yes, indeed. And Bake keeping an eye on his dogs. Grove City 6-1. Their only loss to New Albany. And a stern test tonight against Pick North, where they trail by a touchdown. Here, 17-14, Upper Arlington, which has won 5 of the 6 meetings all time with Orange. They've come in recent history, a lot of these affairs, since Orange joined the OCC Central. So they do not send Oakley out there, and with the ball at the 27, you've got 7 seconds. It's 2nd and 12. You're out of timeouts. 3 receivers near side left. And Kyle Cox takes the shotgun snap. He's back to throw. The pocket collapses. He's now eluding, and now he won't elude the rush, and they're going to get nothing out of it. He won't even get the pass off. Brought down Jaden Workman, and Aiden Scott just wedged him into a tight quarter. And down he goes at the 39, and the half comes to an end. 17-14 is the score. Upper Arlington leads Olentangy Orange. Good first half here on the OCC Central. It's week 8. Halftime is coming up. The Bridge Credit Union halftime after this on the high school football game of the week on The Fan.
Just got a free coffee with my Earnify points.
Your what?
The points I get with the new Earnify app from BP and Amoco. I got $250 for signing up and more every time I fill up or buy anything in the C-store.
Oh, can you use points for fuel?
Of course.
And discounts and deals?
On anything.
Oh, like chips?
Mm-hmm.
Sodas?
You got it.
The actual slushy machine.
Only what's actually for sale. But you do get double the points for the first 90 days. Just go to earnifyrewards.com to download the app.
Available at participating locations only. App content is subject to change.
Did you know 38% of Ohio's teenagers have spent money on gambling in video and online games? Items like mystery boxes, skins, and spin to win mimic gambling, putting children at a higher risk of experiencing a gambling disorder as an adult. So get in the know about youth gambling and start the conversation with discussion guides, parent resources, and more at changethegameohio.org. That's changethegameohio.org.
Friday night, under the lights, you're listening to the Fans High School Football Game of the Week halftime show.
Sponsored by Bridge Credit Union.
17-14, Upper Arlington leads Olentangy Orange here at Pioneer Field up in Lewis Center. Our halftime show is sponsored by Bridge Credit Union. For checking and savings, credit cards, auto, and home loans and more, visit bridgecreditunion.org today and experience the Bridge difference. Neil Sika, Dane Sanzenbacher, last 10 of the half to Upper Arlington, had a chance to maybe add to it. They don't get anything after the sack on Kyle Cox, but ball control has been in their favor when they have had the offense going, and that interception by Davis really turned things around.
It did. I mean, that last 5 minutes of the half really changed, really flipped the game on its head, and Orange lucky to get into the half there without giving up any more points. I think halftime is a welcomed break right now for Olentangy to go gather yourself, take a deep breath. You're still very much in this game and really should have been leading it. But down 3 going into half, this is it came at a good time for that crew to kind of go in there and regather themselves.
17-14, Upper Arlington leads Olentangy Orange. We're going to send it now back to Skip Mossick for the rest of our halftime show. 17-14, Golden Bears leading the Pioneers of Orange. This is the high school football game of the week on The Fan.
Looking for your next Subaru? At Byers Airport Subaru, we give you options from start to finish. Browse and shop entirely online from the comfort of your home at columbussubaru.com or stop by and visit one of our friendly brand specialists just by the airport.
Right now, you can get a new 2025 Subaru Outback for 2.9% for up to 72 months.
Whether you prefer to click or come in, we've got you covered. Your journey starts at Byers Airport Subaru. Come see why it's better to buy at Byers.
Subject to credit approval. Financing offer term up to 72 months on 2025 Subaru Outback. Cannot be combined with any other incentive. See dealer for details. Offer ends 10/31/24.
Open a Platinum Rewards Visa at Kemba Financial Credit Union and secure super low everyday rates so you can pay down debt faster. Apply now at Kemba.org to unlock 2% cash back on purchases for a limited time and pay 0% interest for a full year on balance transfers plus exclusive perks. Restrictions apply. Offer ends October 31st, 2024.
Get Eco.
ECO. Hey, Jerry, I think I invented something. Does it solve a problem? It solves a big problem.
Get Eco.
ECO. Heating and cooling companies are telling people your furnace and AC isn't worth fixing. You need to replace it with a whole new system.
You invented a solution for that?
I invented a way to fix those systems for free.
Get Eco.
ECO.
That's a great invention. How does it work?
Step 1 is to pay Eco to fix it.
I thought you said you'd fix it for free.
Step 2 is that we give you back all the money that you paid us, up to $1,500 when you get Eco to replace it.
Get Eco.
ECO.
What if your repair keeps my system running for several more years?
That would mean you got all those extra years for free.
Paying Eco to fix your furnace is like putting money in the bank.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Get Eco.
ECO. Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. We often hear businesses say that they are, quote, family owned and operated, which leads you to think, how often are the owners of the company involved in day-to-day operations? Well, when it comes to Newman Roofing, I can personally tell you that I met with Tim I met with his daughters. They have 4 family members of Newman Roofing overseeing the different divisions of the company, ensuring that an excellent customer service experience is going to be provided to you every time. Folks, I can personally testify they were great with my wife and I, and they will do the same for you. With Newman Roofing, their family focuses on every detail, and it allows them to deliver that white glove experience, not just for me, but for everyone, that you're not going to get with those larger corporations. 32 years in business, 3 generations in the roofing industry. They can do it all, and they will take care of you. So before those winter storms hit, have Newman Roofing come out and take a look. Whether it's a repair or replacement, Newman has you covered at 614-NEW-ROOF or newmanroofing.com.
We're dealing at Reichert Ford.
$2,500 low price guarantee.
With our lowest prices and 72-hour exchange policy, you can't buy the wrong car. Thousands of vehicles are waiting at ReichertFord.com. Get the right car at Reichert. We're dealing.
The Fan. From the Ohio News Network, this is the Ohio Education Association Tonight in High School Football. Named Best Sports Program in the Country by the National Association of State Radio Networks. Tonight in High School Football is presented by Beck's Hybrids and by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Now here's your host, Skip Mossick.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Tonight in High School Football's Halftime Report. This week is Officials Appreciation Week across the state. We'll talk about that and more with Bo Rugg, Director of Officiating and Sports Management with the OHSAA, next on the Ohio News Network.
Beck's recognizes this week's player with heart, Keegan Deal, at Logan Elm High School for his commitment and passion on the field and within the farming community.
I just think it's the people that you're with and this bond that I've had with my grade. If I really had to put a thumb on anything, what do I look forward to? Why am I here again? It might be because there's 15, 14 other guys that are counting on me, and I'm counting on them too.
Keegan shares his love for football with his teammates and his love for FFA with the youngsters.
And I'll get stationed, somewhere, whether that's with cattle or tractors. And, we'll tell a bunch of fourth graders from, some local schools about that and any questions they had.
And for him, farming means family.
That let me connect more with my grandpa and uncle than I ever did, because they weren't sports people. They love watching us kids, but that's how I got to spend extra time with them, is I go show my steer.
At Beck's, we are and will remain farmers at heart.
Thank you for calling Great Lakes Kia.
Do you like scary movies?
Nah, they don't scare me.
What does scare you?
High car payments. They make me want to scream.
And at Great Lakes Kia?
We have brand new Kias, under $5 a day. Come pick one out.
Maybe I'm already here.
Cool. Lease new 24 Kia Forte LXS, EV6 Wind, and Sorento LX. All 3 under $5 a day.
That's only $139 a month for 24 months.
Plus new 24 Kia Telluride LX, under $8 a day.
$249 for 24 months.
At Great Lakes Kia.
What if I have scary credit?
No problem. Get approved with 0% financing.
Perfect. And I'm right behind you.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia.
In Columbus, GreatLakesKia.com.
Can I hang up now?
To qualified buyers, visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
Full inventory sale at Logan Services. Save up to $2,500 and 0% APR financing for 72 months on a qualifying train system. Plus, your choice of one air quality freebie. It's hard to stop a train with a system for every home and budget. Now, for a limited time, save up to $1,000 on a water heater and water conditioning combo. Ask us about tax credits when you book your free estimate now. Logan Services.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 2 trips to a Buckeye postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
The Fan. This is Tonight in High School Football on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Skip Mossick.
We are presented by Beck's Hybrids at Beck's. They are and will remain farmers at heart. And welcome back, everyone. Halftime of your game. We're joined for a few minutes this evening by Bo Rugg, Director of Officiating and Sports Management with the OHSAA. And Bo, this is Officials Appreciation Week. Wanted to get you on to talk a little bit about it. Is this new?
Well, yeah, it's fairly new. It comes out of the National Federation of High Schools, and Dana Pappas, who's been there, 3 or 4 years now, she had a job similar to mine in New Mexico, and they hired her to be the officiating person there, and she has done some really good things to try to promote officiating. And this is one of them, and it's a nationwide thing, and each state kind of does their own thing.
Bo, why is it important to recognize officials and show them that, while we may not always agree with them, we at least appreciate their efforts?
Yeah, I think there's several things that I'll say to that. The first one is they're people, and one thing you have to realize with officials, just like players and coaches, they're trying really hard. And, we know that from playing, is sometimes you try really hard, but you make mistakes. They're going to make mistakes, but it's not because of lack of trying. So I look at this as we're all in this together. We really need to do appreciation more to point out to people they're not the outsiders or the enemy. They're part of what we're doing, and they're just a different part of it.
Well, Bo, we've talked about it before, but, let everybody know about the outreach program that you have, even at the high school level, to get younger people exposed to maybe becoming an official after their playing days are over.
Yeah, we really wanted to expose people that are in sports to the sport and how they can continue, because 96% of our athletes are not going to play after high school. So our schools asked us really during COVID, what can we do to help? And now we have over 60 schools that have officiating as part of their curricula. And while the benefits of getting some of these people involved aren't immediate, we know that'll bear fruit later. And so we're really excited about the program and reaching out and getting them involved in understanding what officiating is about, and some of them actually officiating.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about the age ranges of when people maybe decide to become an official. I would imagine that age range is very broad.
It is very broad, and really our efforts this year are going to target some of those people. I call them the 30 to 45-year-olds that their kids might be playing. They're vested in the sport. They like the sport, and their kids are done playing, and stay with it. Come officiate and stay with the sport because they're interested in the sport, and that's really what we have to do as much as anyone or as much as anything is keep people that are interested in the sport, keep them in the sport and helping in a really positive way. Because I say it all the time. My mentors told me the best thing about any sport is playing it. Second best thing is coaching it, and the third best thing is officiating it. And being a fan is a distant fourth. So we want to keep them involved.
Well, Bo, while we had you on with us, wanted to hit you up with a football rules question. This came up in the high school segment of our Buckeye Roundtable show on Monday. Last Friday in the Tri-Valley Riverview game, a very rare free kick field goal after a punt was fair caught for Tri-Valley. This is a very old rule that I'm sure not a whole lot of people know about. Can you explain it to us?
Sure. Yeah, it is a rule that's been in for forever. It was in probably other codes a long time, and they took it out of NCAA and NFL. It's a cool rule that people should use more, but nobody thinks about it. But yeah, after you fair catch a scrimmage kick, your choices are to snap the ball anywhere between the inbounds lines or free kick anywhere between the inbounds lines, and if that free kick goes to the goalpost, it scores 3 points. It is an interesting rule, not used much, and kudos to the coach that knew about it and did it.
He is Bo Rugg, Director of Officiating and Sports Management with the OHSAA. Bo, we always appreciate your time. Thank you.
Anytime, Skip. Thanks a lot.
And we'll be back on the Ohio News Network.
I'm Ohio Education Association President Scott DeMauro, and on behalf of the OEA's 120,000 members, we're proud to bring you tonight's game. Our members are the public school educators who coach your kids on and off the field because we believe in the potential of every student and their right to a high-quality public education, no exceptions. That's why we will continue to speak in one voice to demand the supports and resources our public schools need because public education matters.
Did you know 38% of Ohio's teenagers have spent money on gambling and video and online games? Items like mystery boxes, skins, and spin to win mimic gambling, putting children at a higher risk of experiencing a gambling disorder as an adult. So get in the know about youth gambling and start the conversation with discussion guides, parent resources, and more at ChangeTheGameOhio.org. That's ChangeTheGameOhio.org.
Get the last roof you'll ever need with steel roofing from Menards and save big money. Steel roofing adds value to your home and offers superior wind and hail resistance. Choose from 29 beautiful colors available in cut-to-your-length panels for less waste and fast installation. View our entire selection of steel roofing today on Menards.com. Plus, check out our weekly flyer for other hot deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Atlas Butler is built to keep you comfortable, and our plumbing services are no exception. You can rely on Atlas Butler for trusted, convenient plumbing and drain service. Our expert plumbers and drain specialists can take care of anything, from a broken water heater to a clogged drain. Call today, get it fixed today. That's our pledge to you.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Welcome to Reverse Aesthetics. Our medical weight loss program includes popular medications like semaglutide and tirzepatide, both of which are supercharged by our body sculpting treatments. For only $2.99 per month, under the supervision of our board-certified medical doctor, Reverse Aesthetics can help you achieve your weight loss goals while tracking progress quarterly. We have plenty of inventory and can begin treatment within 48 hours of your consult. Schedule now at reverse-aesthetics.com or call us at 614-656-4000.
The time to save big is now. It's Ford Truck Month at your local Ford dealer, and the time to buy is now. Make way for great offers across an amazing lineup of Ford trucks, featuring the built Ford Tough F-150 and Super Duty. Check out the versatile Ford Maverick and the capable Ford Ranger. But you can't wait. These limited Truck Month deals won't last. Check it all out at buyfordnow.com. Then get over to your local Ford dealer today. Hurry in, as these deals won't last long.
The Fan. This is ONN.
All right, thanks again to Bo Rugg with the OHSAA for hopping on with us tonight. Enjoy the second half of your ball game. I'm Skip Mossick on the Ohio News Network.
This has been the Ohio Education Association Tonight in High School Football, presented by Beck's Hybrids and by Ohio for Responsible Gambling from the Ohio News Network.
They're trained. They're prepared.
Let's do it.
They're Ohio's undefeated plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling team. And they're here to tackle your problems. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Martha was ready to switch to a career in IT.
There's always a need for IT specialists, especially with AI coming out and cybersecurity. It's practically recession-proof.
My Computer Career even provides job placement help.
The career specialists, they're very helpful. They care about you as a person. You're not just a number to them. I would recommend My Computer Career wholeheartedly to anyone.
Take the free career evaluation today. Become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
The fall holiday weekend is just around the corner. It's the perfect time to dare to compare at Bob's Discount Furniture. You've seen the action. You've felt the suspense. You've saved hundreds, even thousands of dollars on highly rated furniture, mattresses, and more. America loves it so much that Bob's is opening 2 new stores on October 11th, just in time for the holiday weekend. See how much you can save when you dare to compare in store or at mybobs.com.
Just got a free coffee with my Earnify points.
Your what?
The points I get with the new Earnify app from BP and Amoco. I got $250 for signing up and more every time I fill up or buy anything in the C-store.
Oh, can you use points for fuel?
Of course.
And discounts and deals?
On anything.
Oh, like chips?
Mm-hmm.
Sodas?
You got it.
The actual slushy machine.
Only what's actually for sale. But you do get double the points for the first 90 days. Just go to earnifyrewards.com to download the app.
Available at participating locations only. App content is subject to change.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here for my friends at Affinity Whole Health. Affinity is the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy, but they are also much more than that. They help men and women who are experiencing things like low energy, low libido, muscle loss, and weight gain. Turn it all around. You can feel amazing and live better, just like I can. It can be delivered right to your door, which is tremendous. Semaglutide for weight loss and testosterone and hormone replacement therapy for so much more. I've been a customer for years and it works. Get started at feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Scotty Vegas for Maxima Concrete. From a basic driveway replacement to a complex in-ground pool, patio, or outdoor kitchen installation, Maxima can do it all. Broom finish, stamped and colored, or exposed aggregate concrete, pavers, fire pits, seating walls, even lighting. Maxima is all in-house. Never any subs, so hire the guys that will actually perform the work. Mention this ad for $250 off your next project. Still plenty of time left this season, so get a free estimate today by visiting MaximaConcrete.com.
Friday night under the lights. This is the Fans High School Football Game of the Week.
Yes, it is. Week 8, halftime. Upper Arlington 17, Orange 14. Here from Pioneer Field, Orange High School in Lewis Center, Ohio. Neil Sika, Dane Sonsenbacher, whose analysis will be with us shortly. We've got Cam Taylor keeping some great statistics. You had a busy pen there, Cam, because of the drives back and forth and the twists and turns of the first half. What has stood out on your board so far?
Yes, well, good evening, Neil. Thank you for having me. Definitely a great game, two great teams. Kind of both teams really relying on the rushing attack. And so we've seen UA with 14 minutes and 45 seconds of time of possession, 88 total rushing yards led by Alex Diller, number 3, 17 rushes for 53 yards, 3.12 yards a carry. Quarterback Kyle Cox is 2 of 7 for 37 yards, does have an interception, but has 6 rushes for 12 yards and a score on the ground. As a team, they have 12 first downs on 32 plays, and then number 1, Jake Braun had that pick 6 towards the end of the first half, 26 yards, and the team has 2 penalties for 20 yards. And then for the home team, the Olentangy Orange, 9 minutes and 15 seconds on the time of possession, 11 first downs on 26 plays. Number 2, Cohen Weaver, I apologize. Cohen Weaver has 9 rushes for 45 yards and 2 scores on the ground, 5 yards a carry. And then their quarterback, Levi Davis, is 5 of 10 for 102 yards, 1 interception, 7 rushes for 30 yards, 75 total rushing yards, 5 penalties for 45 yards, and then they also have an interception on defense from Will Musgrove.
Great stuff, Cam. Cam Taylor, our tactician, keeping the statistics for us tonight. Upper Arlington 17, Olentangy Orange 14, a timeout, and then we'll come back. We've got the second half for you and get Dane's thoughts heading into the last 24 minutes of Week 8. Big game at stake. Both teams are 6-1, 2-0 in the OCC Central. Who will prevail? UA and Orange. It's the high school football game of the week on The Fan.
This has been the Fans High School Football Game of the Week halftime show.
Sponsored by Bridge Credit Union.
The second half is coming up next. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference
challenge for you. Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom. Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves? Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text SAVVY to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text SAVVY to 42424. That's SAVVY to 42424.
The best in high school football every Friday night. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Great game so far here in Week 8 in the OCC Central. Upper Arlington leading Olentangy Orange 17-14. A check of our buyers imports by the airport scoreboard. The All-Big Ten receiver, the veteran of the NFL, Dane Sotzenbacher. Neil Sika with you. Cam Taylor on stats. We've got Jacob Reimer back in studio control and Ryan Baker. Coming up, high school football overtime. He's going to have all the scores from around the state and Central Ohio specifically coming your way. But this game specifically, Dane, if you're Wes Schrader, the climate really did change after the Davis interception. But you're only down 3 points. You get out of that half without conceding anymore. And what are you discussing maybe heading into this third quarter? Up Arlington gets the football first.
Well, obviously, offensively, you need to take care of the ball. But in that first half, I think you saw what started as an offensive battle, right? Both teams on offense doing really what they wanted with. By the time that last 6 minutes came around, it was about defense. It started with Orange coming up with a stand, holding UA to a field goal, and then the huge UA defensive play by Jake Braun, the pick six. And then to close the half, again, Orange with 2 sacks to kind of stop the bleeding. So, I mean, I think both teams want to get their offense going. But I think on the Orange sideline, obviously, taking care of the ball is paramount.
Upper Arlington to return the second half kickoff. And right down the chute through the hash marks goes Nick Ardelia. And the Upper Arlington junior comes across out over the 30. And to the 32. That's where the Golden Bears, close to the century mark in the seasons they've played football. One of the oldest programs in Central Ohio. A couple of poll championships. The big playoff title back in 2000. Their last one against Solon. And this Justin Buttermore era, they've gone to the state semifinal, the regional semis, the regional final last year. Lost a classic to Hilliard Bradley. And here they're 6-1, winners of 6 in a row. Leading by 3 and out with the football to begin this second half. Moving from right to left in the all-white. And a fake handoff and a throw by the quarterback Cox. And it was deflected, nearly intercepted off the edge. Arcelane having a fine ball game. Got his hands in the air, leaping on that attempted slant pass.
And, man, would that have been a way to start the second half. That's just what we talked about. Both these defenses really making plays, and that was so close to being a pick six to kick things off here.
Trips far side right. Tristan DePhillips, the tight end, motions from left to right. In the middle of the field, the ball is now snapped. It goes to the quarterback Cox. He'll hand, and going around the right end on the far side of the field is Alec Diller. And the team's leading rusher gets about 4, so it's third and call it a long 6, maybe 7. UA, that stifling defense you were referencing, and both teams have played it at times tonight, but they don't give on the regular more than 9 points per game. They had 3 shutouts in a row in mid-September. Had to come back and really test their mettle last weekend when they beat Liberty 31-28. 2 receivers near side left. Diller in the backfield with the senior quarterback Kyle Cox, who takes the snap off the right hash, throws the slant. It's in there, it's caught, and it's near the first down at the 44-yard line. What a catch. Trent Wolpert, who had to contortion himself on that slant to the near left, makes the reception outside the hash marks, and a big first down for Upper Arlington.
It's a catch, but another scary pass, honestly. I mean, I think you've seen UA's had a ton of success in the first half by working those 2 running backs and letting that open up the pass. But, I mean, so far they've chose to try to throw it a little bit here to open up the second.
Well, Orange in their defense, they knew they were going to key on Sweeney, and he's the big target. He's only got 1 catch tonight. They go up the middle on the run to Diller. And this is kind of the unorthodox way of the Upper Arlington offense, too. Not to take away anything from the Orange defense. It's been a struggle at times through the first 5 or 6 games to find regular continuity to get this thing humming the way they want to.
Yeah, I mean, rhythm's a huge thing when trying to work a balanced offense like they try to do, and a lot of times it can be one end can sputter out, and then you need to run the ball a little bit more. But yeah, so far they've been trying to find their way, but they've been able to run the ball really well. So I'd expect to see a lot more of that in the second half.
Speaking of running it well, Diller slipped a couple of tackles in the backfield. Will Musgrove was in there and thought that he was going to lasso him down, but Diller glides his way for about 8 yards and brings up 3rd and 1 at the Orange 42, plus territory, right to left, Upper Arlington. First drive of the second half, leading at 17-14. They've scored 10 unanswered points, 2.5 minutes into the third quarter. Move the big bodies from left to right across the line. It's a shotgun snap and a take for Cox, who hands to Diller, and Diller is brought down. No gain. Maybe lost a yard. The junior Aiden Scott is in there for Orange to make the tackle. It's 4th and 1.5 yards, and Justin Buttermore thinks nothing more of it. He sends out the punt team.
Yeah, a little surprised by that, honestly, because both times in the first half we saw that this same, down and distance. UA's going for it, no question. So right off the bat here deciding, not worth it to take a chance, and they'll punt it away.
Back to take the snap, Oakley. The kicker is at his 40, and he slams the punt down. A wobbly one on a direct line drive that'll bounce at the Orange 5 and into the end zone for a touchback. And Orange will come out with the football and will resume action when they do take that snap after this timeout. 17-14, Upper Arlington, 8:43 remaining here in the third quarter on the Buyers Imports by the Airport scoreboard. It's the high school football game of the week. We will hold that thought and keep it right here because Orange comes right out ready to play. And we'll get to the timeout when we see fit. Levi Davis right into the shotgun with 4 receivers, and he hands straight ahead to Cohen Weaver, and Weaver gashes through the middle of the Upper Arlington defense on a big hole all the way out to the 40-yard line. That's a 20-yard run for Cohen Weaver, who scored 2 short touchdowns tonight inside the 5. That accounts for the Olentangy Orange points. Given to Weaver again, who shifts his way from right to left and through the middle, where he goes down on the script O, that orange logo at midfield. It's not quite there, but it starts on the 45, and it's 2nd and 4. Left to right, Pioneers with the football, their first possession of the third quarter, trailing by 3.
And have clearly picked up the tempo here in the second half, but that's the risk UA is willing to take on defense with those runs up the middle. They're really only rushing 3. There's a big opportunity to Weaver to kind of pull off some chunk plays here and establish that run game again.
And there won't be a chunk there because he's chipped down. Cal Thrush, who gets double and triple teamed, the 6'5" stud who's going to play for Sparty next season. We've seen him on offense, but there's his first big impactful leverage and tackle tonight on the defensive side of the ball.
Well, there's him, right? Yeah. There's him to deal with. You forget to mention they're rushing 3. One of them is big number 97, who commands a lot of attention from these offensive linemen.
3rd and 5 for Levi Davis. His half of the field at the 45. Ball on the near right hash. That look for Orange, resembling that of the Florida Gators, the blue shirts, the orange pants and helmets. It's a design quarterback run, and Davis getting to the edge, but he won't get the first down yardage. He's to the 49. He needed to get to midfield. It's 4th and 1 upcoming for the Pioneers.
So we'll get to see really an identical situation and identical decision that Coach Buttermore just had to make. Now it's Coach Schrader's turn to say, okay, 4th and 1 at midfield. What are we thinking?
This is the element of his game. Mentioned he's running with more conviction this time around in 2024. The junior, he started as a sophomore. And using this weapon, the big interception, of course, he threw to Braun at the end of the first half, which turned the game around. And now he's trying to march them back into the lead. 4th and 1, just shy of midfield. It's a fake handoff, and it's kept by Davis. And he runs through, following blockers for a first down. down the near right hash. Levi Davis into Upper Arlington territory, and he goes down at the 44 of UA. First down on a gain of 7.
Man, so far this drive, they're doing it on the ground. You know, whether it's Davis or it's Weaver taking those snaps, they're trying to establish that run game in the second half.
From left to right, the Pioneers. Davis in the backfield, hands to Cohen Weaver, and the senior running back through the thicket in the middle again. They stay right on that near right hash, moving down like they're railroad ties and inside the 40 to the 38. That's 7 more yards for the Orange ground game. And this ground game averages over 210 yards an outing. Average 35 points, but trailing 17-14 here. We're already past the midpoint of this third quarter.
Yeah, and they've had success this year running the ball. You know, they've been able to establish this, and that's such a huge part. You know, we've mentioned it, is being able to establish that run game can open up your receivers in your deep game so much.
This is Davis, who fakes the handoff, keeps, and he's electrifying in the open field. Spins out of 2 tackles, goes inside the 20-yard line. Davis with 20-plus more on the ground for Orange. And he's inside the red zone. 1st and 10 at the 18. Levi Davis has 7 touchdowns rushing. Both tonight have come in the form of Cohen Weaver, his big backfield mate. Running behind the ingenuity of Liberati, Samu, Bowen, Hendon, Holt on that offensive line. It's a give to Weaver. And he'll gash around a tackle or two, and then Ardelia has to come up from the safety position to make the tackle, but it's another 5+ yards for Orange on the carry, middle of the field.
And they seem content to say, hey, we're gonna run the ball until you stop it. And so far, there's been not a lot of resistance from this UA defense.
Looks a little bit like out of the Upper Arlington playbook
really
in that
does.
first half. Left to right, Orange. 4:21 remaining in the third quarter. UA leading 17-14. Tooth and nail in the OCC Central. Huge game here in Week 8. Off the left hip, Weaver with Davis taking the shotgun snap. Rolls, throws, slot, touchdown. Has his man, Beckett Miller, the tight end, who is waiting on arrival at the goal line. What a play from Davis, like an amoeba. He split the defense, and a wide open receiver gave it up on the RPO. Orange back in front with the extra point coming.
It's almost like they set that play up for that entire drive, because the play started off like all the others. It looked like a designed run for Davis, yet the tight end sneaks out a little bit, and he is completely wide open at the goal line for the pass.
Konzak holds. The extra point from Lidke is up and good, and Olentangy Orange and Levi Davis. You see the growth. He shook off the mistake. Halftime to brush it aside and leads his team downfield and connects with Beckett Miller on the touchdown to make it 21-17. Orange leading Upper Arlington. It's the high school football game of the week on The Fan.
Did you know 38% of Ohio's teenagers have spent money on gambling in video and online games? Items like mystery boxes, skins, and spin to win mimic gambling, putting children at a higher risk of experiencing a gambling disorder as an adult. So get in the know about youth gambling and start the conversation with discussion guides, parent resources, and more at changethegameohio.org. That's changethegameohio.org.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter, and fall is in the air, and that really gets me going for a delicious, savory breakfast like the Bob Evans new value menu with a whole lot of fresh breakfast options for just $5.99. I love the new griddle stacker with a sausage patty, American cheese, bacon, and a fried egg. But get this, 3 mini hotcakes. You're going to love it too. Here's the best part, the price. It's right in your wheelhouse. It's in my wheelhouse. It's starting at only $7.99. Stacked high and price low. Check them out at bobevans.com or on the new mobile app.
Friday night on Lights. This is the Fan's high school football game of the week.
Somewhat of a pooch kickoff from Olentangy Orange into space, and Finn Callahan recovering it or falling on it because it was a live football. And in doing so, giving Upper Arlington good field position at the 36. Second possession of the third quarter, but now trailing 21-17. Left jab, right cross. Good football game here. Back and forth we go in week 8. Two teams that are 6-1, 2-0 in the conference in the OCC Central. And the Golden Bears go right back to the ground game. And through the strength of the middle, the interior, Chinnavong, the junior, takes the carry for about 4. Call it 5 if you want, but second and a long 6. Right to left. In the road, whites from head to toe, black helmets, the black and gold trim. Kyle Cox, the senior quarterback, under the shotgun snap. Chinnavong on his right hip now shifts to the left. He's got 2 wide receivers right, 1 to the near side left. 3:25 remaining here in the third. 21-17 Orange. The handoff goes right to Chinnavong, who comes back across the body, takes it up over the 45 to the 46, and falls tumbling forward toward the first down marker right on that far right hash. They're going to mark him a yard shy. It's 3rd and 1 for the Golden Bears coming up.
And you can see the explosion that he has, really, and why he is kind of their back that they expect to like run off the edge and really stretch the field. It's a luxury to have a guy that can do that, to go to your 1-2 punch as Diller comes back in the game now. But it really keeps the defense kind of on their heels.
4:07 the time of that Orange drive. They went 9 plays, 80 yards, the 13-yard touchdown reception by Beckett Miller on the touchdown pass from Levi Davis, who's thrown for a score, but also thrown a pick that went for a score. It's a direct shotgun snap and a run from Luke Backus. And Backus, who's the backup quarterback but can play jack of all trades, launches over midfield into Orange territory to the 48. He is the nephew of Jeff Backus, who was the All-Ohio running back on that 2000 state title-winning team, who went on to a great career at Northwestern. And now I feel old, Dane. Referencing that, but he's been a good player. He's only a junior for UA. And a lot to offer down the pipeline, but a big first down there to move it into Orange territory, right to left, middle of the field. Cox hands. Chinnavong breaks off the right tackle and then cuts his way forward. He is so tough to bring down on first contact. And he'll get roughly 3 yards to the Orange 45-yard line. I want to go back and not bring up revisionist history, but you think you're at midfield or plus territory, you're Upper Arlington, you had the 4th and 1, you decided to punt. And then the flip of the script from Orange to then drive down the field using a little bit of ground control on their side.
Yeah, I wonder if that's going to weigh on the mind later down the road here when you have that decision again, that maybe you don't want to give it back to Levi Davis's bunch. Maybe you might want to go for that 4th and 1 next time.
90 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and here is an end around, and it's going to Sweeney, but Orange is ready for it. Sweeney's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Wally Sweeney is a game stretcher for this Upper Arlington team, but Chase Martin didn't have to do much chasing because he was in the perfect position to close it down on the edge. 3rd down and 7. We've got a minute remaining in the third quarter. It's Orange by 4, 21-17.
And no gain there, but I do like the call to get it in Sweeney's hands, just to get him engaged. You didn't gain anything, but really he hasn't touched the ball in such a long time. He has 1 catch, I think. And
that was in the first quarter, yeah.
In the first quarter, so you want him to be back engaged and feel like he's a part of this game.
Far right hash, right to left Upper Arlington. A little bit of a bunch formation in the shotgun. 2 receivers now, motion out near side left. Kyle Cox rolls that way to his left, steps, throws off the hash, looks downfield. It's going to sail out of play. Sweeney fell at the 15, and I don't know if there was any brush of contact, but it really didn't matter because the ball seemed uncatchable, and it's 4th down now and 7, and Upper Arlington's going to punt for a second consecutive drive.
And that was a little bit different from UA. We've seen 3rd and long before. They'll run the ball to try to get a chunk with anticipation of going for it on 4th. That's the first time we've really seen him try to throw it in a 3rd and long.
Oakley stands back at his 41, lifts the kick up in the air. It's a good one, and a fair catch called for and made by Trayton Schrader, the nephew of head coach Wes Schrader, down at the 13-yard line. That's where Orange will start, pinned back deep in their own end, but they went 80 yards the last time around. And now, with the ground game, Levi Davis feeling like a pretty confident junior quarterback.
I would say at this point he probably has shaken off the mistakes in the first half. The big pick six, because they looked really good on that first drive, and there's nothing like that to kind of shorten your memory. But I mean, this is a really big stand, a really big opportunity for the UA defense to kind of show that they have an answer.
Wonder where this third quarter has went. We're down to 16 seconds in it already. Trips receivers near side right. Davis takes the shotgun snap, bounces off a tackle, comes to the right side, goes off in between the hash marks and runs to the middle of the field, and he's got 8 yards on that carry. Call it 9. They've been gobbling them up on the Bears defense here in the second half. They've went to the ground game, and Olentangy Orange, the Pioneers, they're in pole position heading to the fourth, leading at 21-17 over the Golden Bears of Upper Arlington. We'll step out. It's the high school football game of the week on the Fan.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while. Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text SAVVY to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text SAVVY to 42424. That's SAVVY to 42424.
You're listening to the high school football game of the week on the Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Welcome back in. Ryan Baker in the 97.1 The Fan studios, heading to the fourth quarter of our high school football game of the week. Olentangy Orange leading Upper Arlington 21-17. Want to give you a quick check on some of the scores going around in the area tonight. We've got a good one over at Pick Central as the Tigers are tied with Groveport 28-28. We've talked about the Pick North Grove City game. They're midway through the fourth quarter in that one, and the Panthers lead the Dogs 14-7. We've also got one going on over in Hilliard tonight. Olentangy has a 14-0 lead over Darby. Let's head back out to Neil Sika and Dane Sanzenbacher for the call of the fourth quarter.
Thanks, Bake. First play of the fourth quarter, and a big run for Weaver, ripped off to the 40-yard line. Orange starting at their own 13. Weaver goes for 27 yards on that carry. Upper Arlington had the ball 13 plays in that third quarter and went over 3 minutes each time. Won almost a 4-minute drive and came away with no points either time. Neil Sika, Dane Sanzenbacher, Cam Taylor here on site. Just heard from Ryan Baker, who's got a big overtime show coming your way at the conclusion of this one. Jacob Reimer keeping us in check back in studio control. 2nd and 9, Orange leading 21-17. Opening moments of the fourth quarter, trying to beat Upper Arlington for a second time in their history. School opened in 2008. Here is Levi Davis, and he'll dance his way off on the right edge and shoot out like he's fired from a cannon. 45-50 to the Upper Arlington 47. It's another first down for the Pioneers.
And that's just Davis making a play on his own. You can see UA, the first part of this drive, has really decided enough's enough and tried to put more people in the box. I think they want to make Davis throw it, so they had the right defense called there. But when you have an athlete like that, he makes somebody miss in the backfield, still picks up 9.
Kent, Bowling Green, Miami, UMass, Toledo, the MAC schools who have offered. Here's Davis right up the middle, slashing his way down to the 30-yard line. Davis with 17 more. And they have no answer up Arlington. They are gassed with that front of Orange pushing the way for Weaver or Davis doing whatever they want right now.
And you can see Davis trying to call to pick up the tempo to his coaches. And I think you're right. I think they feel they have UA on their heels.
At the 30, moving from right to left, far right hash. Of course, those schools listing off, Penn of the Ivy League is among them, but make no bones about it, Ohio State, Michigan, a lot of the Big Ten schools, they're going to be in his corner starting in the back half of this year into his senior season. And a run ahead, Cal Thrush leads a pile of Upper Arlington Golden Bears to make the tackle after 2 yards. And this is what we were discussing with Wes Schroeder. You've got Davis for another year, senior year. You're trying to change the climate. Zeb Schroeder did a phenomenal job. He got them to 7 playoffs, but they've only got 2 playoff wins. You're trying to go beyond that. What's the next level in the phase for this group? And around here, maybe changing up the helmets a little bit, some of the look. It's ruffled some feathers, but you got to be uncomfortable to get to where you want to go. And I think this is the start of the building blocks of maybe the next era of Orange football.
Yeah, and this is one of those games that can be your hallmark win if you can pull it off.
Great point, 4 receivers, 3 to the left. And now it's Davis who spins out of a traffic jam and somehow turns junk into a jewel. 9 more, gets near the first down, runs out at the 20. And that's what Justin Buttermore said. He's not hesitating on running. If something breaks down, he's not wasting any time. He takes off right after he didn't see anybody open, and the pocket broke down. 3rd and 1, though.
And that's what you want to see is a guy not thinking. A quarterback not thinking when you have that kind of talent, no hesitation. And that was another one of those plays that radio just won't do it justice.
21-17, stack eye, Levi Davis. Steps under center, leads forward, goes off the left guard. Going to be close. Going to be right at the marker. Right on that far right hash at the 20-yard line, which is, I believe, the line he needed to gain. It's tough to make out with the shadows now from the lights.
You know, Neil, it's always surprising to me when a team that is so heavy on a spread offense and they do things a certain way and they're always in the gun, when on 3rd and 4th and short situations goes to something that they're not at all comfortable with. It usually makes it harder. You just don't have that rhythm, and here we're going to see it again.
Same formation, and it's 4th and half of football, and they hand, and it's lunged forward, and Cohen Weaver got over the line of contact and then leaps his way further where he scampers down to the 11. It looked like he was going to dive over the pile, but he kept his feet and churned it down to the 11. First down, Orange.
Yeah, he started the dive and then realized, wait, there's a hole wide open there, and he was one person away from breaking it. But, you know, there you go. Apparently the tight formation does work from time to time, as that's a huge 4th down get.
8:23 on the Buyers Imports by the Airport scoreboard. 21-17, Orange leading Upper Arlington.
And they're going right back to it on 1st down now.
At the UA 11, they hand up the middle. Weaver's having a game and a half here. Just ripped off chunk run after chunk run. We're 4 minutes into this 4th quarter. Let's pause for station identification. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on The Fan.
Always and forever your Ohio State flagship station.
WBNS-FM HD1 Columbus.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Neil Sika, Dane Sanzenbacher, Cam Taylor here at Pioneer Field, Olentangy Orange High School. 17th football season. Number 2 and 3, these teams respectively in the region. Upper Arlington trailed 14-7, then led 17-14, now trailing 21-17. It's a play action fake. It's a throw over the middle. It's tipped, deflected, and it's caught by a lineman. Downfield he goes to the 2. Remley Bowen off the deflection makes the reception, and what a heady play. It is just shy of the marker. They can get a first down inside the 10.
And you can hear the crowd react as number 55 is announced in the stadium with the reception. I think that's got to be a first for him.
Those big guys don't often get to handle the rock like that. Levi Davis was in play action, and the pass got deflected, and now he's going to try to jump push his way. Did the ball come loose as he goes into the pile? I'm not quite sure why they were in that such of an unorthodox formation. Upper Arlington saying they have the football, and they do. Davis fumbles on the 1.
And there was another variation there. First time we've seen it was a tight bunch formation, but running the shotgun.
It looked like a rugby formation.
Yeah, first time we've seen it. And somewhere in that scrum, the ball came out in a huge turnover after an outstanding drive to this point for Orange. Now UA still got their back against the wall here. By no means, in the clear. But, man, so far, huge stop for them.
A team that had one turnover coming into the game, and they've got two tonight. Davis with a pick six that was returned by Braun, and now trying to maybe put the finishing knockout punch with a quarter remaining in the fourth on UA to go up 2 scores, and he fumbles at the 1. Kyle Cox is standing in his end zone in shotgun. And he'll hand it straight away, and it's a good gash off left guard. Over the 5 to the 6. And that carry from Diller. I'm not going to second guess any play calling, but you were just referencing the formations, the stack eyes. It was very wobbly, those last 4 or 5 play calls.
Yeah, you can just see a little discomfort with the players when they're doing something that is a little abnormal. You don't want something to feel special when you're in offense, when you're lining up for the play. You want it to feel like something you're confident with doing. Obviously, no matter what the formation or call, you've got to hang on to the ball. So huge mistake there by the Orange, but man, UA given a gift on the 1 yard line, and now they have, see if they can take it 97 yards to get some points. On
the shadow of their goal line, Diller 2 consecutive runs. The most recent, he parachuted over center for about 6 yards. So some breathing room here. At the 12, first down for Upper Arlington, trailing 21-17 here in the fourth quarter. They're moving from left to right after the turnover by the junior quarterback Levi Davis. Strong run, stretched to the edge, off the left guard, far side of the field, outside the hash marks. Taken by Diller again. They'll put it in the sure-handed senior's arms to give them some breathing room, and more importantly, some chunk plays. Second down and 5. 5:22 on the game clock. Orange 21, Upper Arlington 17. 3 straight wins in the series for UA. The tight end goes in motion from right to left. 2 receivers near side right. It's Kyle Cox who rolls to his right, throws to the flat. It's complete. And up to the 29-yard line after the reception. Rumbling along is Tristan DePhillips, who's getting some time here. Drew Parker, the senior tight end who was really starting to emerge, is out with an ankle sprain for a couple more weeks. DePhillips steps into his place and has a big first down reception to the 29.
Really big play right there, and really good idea, I think, by this offense to start getting some shorter passes. They haven't had a lot of success downfield, but running the ball and now getting it to your tight ends, I think that could be the answer for them.
Yeah, the intermediate passing game has been absent for much of the night. Alec Diller, where they had shifted the tight end to Phillips, and Gentner had motioned over there, the guard. They run Diller off that left side, and he's to the middle of the field between the hash marks, but only a modest gain of 3. 2nd and 7. Each team has all 3 timeouts. There's 4:14 remaining.
I know you're down 4, and there's still 4 minutes left, but man, the way we've seen this offense go, that 4 minutes is going to go by fast because they've had to run the ball to have success. They've kept the ball inbound. So, I mean, you don't want to say this is the last drive, but you can't overstate the importance of getting points out of this drive for UA.
Inside 4 minutes now, 2nd and 8. They get the play call in. They throw it to the flat. Diller is going nowhere. He's going down right at the sticks. Like reading it in the backfield, like they were in the huddle. Cam Robinson, the junior, steps up to swarm him down. It's a loss of 2. It's 3rd and 12. A lot of time to get that call in for UA.
Yeah, slow developing play. Obviously, it was a running back kind of motioned out and took it as kind of a, pseudo wide receiver screen, and really nobody was there to block the corner. Loss of 3.
Orange parents and fans come to their feet. There's some nervous energy. This has been a great football game here in Week 8. Cox is going to throw a wide receiver screen. They're expecting it. They go to Wolpert. He's walloped. He got maybe 2 yards. It's 4th and 9. If anything, it's room to kick for UA. They were in the shadow of their goal line once the fumble came from Davis. But we're inside 3 minutes. The clock is running. And on the Buyers Imports by the Airport scoreboard, it's 21-17. Orange leading UA. The punt is away. Oakley, a solid kick, but it will trickle out of play on the far right sideline at the 34. So flip the field around. Orange right to left coming out. Let's pause 30 seconds. It's the high school football game of the week on the Fan.
Get out there and have some fun in a new Toyota. With more all-wheel drive choices than anyone else, anything's possible. Like the family-size Highlander with room for up to 8. Now through November 4th, you can lease a Highlander XLE all-wheel drive for $489 a month for 36 months with $32.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
You're listening to the Fans High School Football Game of the Week.
Now you get up in somebody's face and put some pressure on them. Is that clear? You understand? That's it.
Welcome back. Pioneer Field. First play run from scrimmage off the punt. And a 4-yard run from Cohen Weaver and a timeout immediately for UA. Their first. They've got 2 left. That's their game plan here with 2:34 remaining. Trailing 21-17. We'll pause for another 30. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on the Fan.
Gambling too much or just can't seem to cut your losses? I'm Abdullah Mahmood, pub and gambling counselor at Maryhaven. Whether it's you or someone you love, we're here to help you control gambling before it controls you. With in-person, virtual, and group options, Maryhaven is here for you no matter what. And that's a bet you can actually count on this football season. Confidential and judgment-free, go to maryhaven.com today. That's maryhaven.com.
Did you know 38% of Ohio's teenagers have spent money on gambling in video and online games? Items like mystery boxes, skins, and spin to win mimic gambling, putting children at a higher risk of experiencing a gambling disorder as an adult. So get in the know about youth gambling and start the conversation with discussion guides, parent resources, and more at ChangeTheGameOhio.org. That's ChangeTheGameOhio.org.
Friday night under the lights. This is the Fans High School Football Game of the Week.
On 2nd and 6, Levi Davis back to pass. He fakes the handoff, rolling to his left, pressured by Cal Thrush, and he throws toward the near left sideline. It's incomplete. Off the hands of his intended target and buying a break for Upper Arlington. They don't have to use another timeout, and it's 3rd down and 7. Thrush hasn't been a real threat chasing or pursuing Davis for much of the night, but he was in there.
He was and didn't get all the way to him, and it's truly, with that much open field, it's hard for anybody to take down Levi Davis, but Orange trying to take a shot there, honestly. Well covered by UA.
Look at a run, Davis, toward that Thrush side, and Upper Arlington, which had the pursuit, but Davis breaks it! Davis down the near left sideline! Levi Davis, 10-5, touchdown Orange! Oh my! Levi Davis! Electrifying run down the near left sideline, and Orange goes up 27-17 with the extra point pending, and maybe the punctuation on their second ever win over the Golden Bears.
My goodness. Levi Davis is a special player. Taking that ball around the near sideline and really outrunning everybody on that UA defense to put what may well be a dagger into the Golden Bears.
To sum this up, there was essentially a phone booth and 4 white shirts around Davis. He split the defense like an axe to the log and goes scampering down on a 60-plus yard touchdown run. 28-17 Orange with 2:15 remaining. We'll take the timeout with them. This is the high school football game of the week on the Fan.
Welcome to Reverse Aesthetics. Our medical weight loss program includes popular medications like semaglutide and tirzepatide, both of which are supercharged by our body sculpting treatments. For only $2.99 per month, under the supervision of our board-certified medical doctor, Reverse Aesthetics can help you achieve your weight loss goals while tracking progress quarterly. We have plenty of inventory and can begin treatment within 48 hours of your consult. Schedule now at reverse-aesthetics.com or call us at 614-656-4000.
Do you need a driveway, garage floor, or patio? Call my guys at Maxima Concrete. They are Central Ohio's most trusted concrete company with 250 five-star ratings on Google. Maxima does over 600 projects a year, so no project is too big or complex. There is still time to get your work in this season, or if you're planning for next year, saving your spot is free because they never take deposits. Mention this ad to get $250 off your project. Schedule an estimate today by visiting MaximaConcrete.com.
Friday night under the lights. This is the Fans High School Football Game of the Week.
The kickoff after the Levi Davis 63-yard touchdown run was almost a cataclysmic ending for Upper Arlington. It got by the coverage. Zach Corna had to run back to the goal line, stayed in play at the 1, and then scampered up to the 6, and Upper Arlington's back up against it, and they're down 11 here with just over 2 minutes remaining. The pocket collapses, and running out off the shotgun snap is Kyle Cox, the quarterback. He'll take it to the far left sideline. So in the blink of an eye, and that's really the talent potential that Levi Davis possesses. Think about it tonight. The pick 6, game and momentum changing play. UA goes up by 3. Then they come out of the locker room. He takes them down on a calm drive. They score and go up. Fumbling going in to maybe put the capitalization on it. They get the football back, and then the game-breaking run right there. The resiliency he's shown when he's made the mistakes tonight. Here's a throw to the near right slot. It's caught by Sweeney, and he is clotheslined down and bent backwards on a tackle by Cam Robinson. It is enough for a first down for UA, but time not in their favor. 1:55 on the clock, trailing 28-17, 2 timeouts at their arsenal. 4 receivers, 2 to the right and 1 back to the left with the tight end off the slot. Shotgun snap on the near right, and running out of room and running out of the pocket is Cox, who's just had quizzical looks downfield. They've tried that. They haven't had the intermediate passing game, and it's thrown away. And a lot of credit is deserved to this Orange defense for the way they have kind of stifled UA and not allowed them to find a rhythm in that passing game.
It is. They figured something out here in the second half on how to slow down that running game, force them to pass it, and really the Upper Arlington offense not built for quick scores. It's just not what they do. So they're in a tough spot right now with 1:41 left on the clock. To be down 11 points, they have to score quickly, so they got to kind of force it.
It's not an offense that throws up a ton of points on the regular, and now again Cox is under pressure, and Kyle Cox runs to the right and throws it away. On 2nd down and 10, and now 3rd down and 10 with 94 seconds left. Upper Arlington's won 6 in a row, so that's in jeopardy, but more impressively, Olentangy Orange can grab control of the conference division, the OCC Central. They are ahead right now in the computer rankings, 2 and 3, and why does that matter? Well, if they were to face each other down in the later playoff rounds in Region 3, or let me amend that, UA is 2, Orange is 3, but that could flip that script with this result tonight. Home field advantage pivotal in those later rounds. A throw over the middle, and the tight end's got it, but Phillips had his legs taken out from under him. Connor Stevens was coming hard from the backside, and Phillips with an ugly-looking fall after that tackle, which was low. And this thing got really quiet real fast for the junior, who made a nice reception, but is now in a lot of pain on his back with the training staff out.
And you hate to see, and obviously you're trying to take dangerous defenseless hits out of the game. That's one they haven't quite figured out yet, is the going low on the defenseless, because it can be just as damaging, and you really hate to see a kid go down hard like that. Obviously, he's surrounded by trainers right now. He's he's moving. It seems to be okay, just kind of gathering himself. But, yeah, scary play.
UA, they've had issues with injuries to the tight end position. Drew Parker, their leading tight end receiver, is out with an ankle right now for the next couple of weeks. We're going to pause, come back, and we'll give you an update on Tristan DePhillips and have the final 127 for you. Olentangy Orange 28, Upper Arlington 17. It's the high school football game of the week on the Fan.
Did you know 38% of Ohio's teenagers have spent money on gambling in video and online games? Items like mystery boxes, skins, and spin to win mimic gambling, putting children at a higher risk of experiencing a gambling disorder as an adult. So get in the know about youth gambling and start the conversation with discussion guides, parent resources, and more at changethegameohio.org. That's changethegameohio.org.
At Byers Subaru Dublin, we're not just a dealership, we're your trusted hometown team, guiding you through a seamless experience, whether buying, selling, trading, or servicing your Subaru. We've got you covered.
Right now, get the all-new 2025 Subaru Outback for 2.9% for 72 months.
Located under the windmill at 270 and Sawmill, or shop online at ByersSubaruDublin.com. Come see why it's better to buy from Byers Subaru Dublin.
Subject to credit approval. Financing offer term up to 72 months on 2025 Subaru Outback. Cannot be combined with any other incentive. See dealer for details. Offer ends 10/31/24.
Friday night under the lights. This is the Fans high school football game of the week.
It was nice to see tight end junior Tristan DePhillips of Upper Arlington walk off without any added assistance after he went up high for a catch, made the reception, got the first down, but was down after his legs were taken out from underneath him. On the preceding play out of the timeout, injury timeout, Kyle Cox runs for 8 yards. 2nd and 3. Upper Arlington with the football on their own 37, but they trail by 11. Off the far left hash, the throw to the far left sideline is coming. That short side boundary from Cox, and it falls incomplete for Trent Wolpert. 1:10 remaining. Upper Arlington, they will head home. They'll have senior night against Dublin Kaufman, who's had a rough year, entering tonight at 1-6. They've played a brutal schedule. And they'll finish at Hilliard-Davidson, sitting at 5-2, entering Week 8. And for these Pioneers of Olentangy Orange, 70 seconds away from 7-1. They'll head to Hilliard-Bradley, who's had a tough season, coming off their regional final, or their state semifinal appearance last year. Cox on 3rd down and 3, eludes the rush with the pocket breaking down. He does get enough for the first down. It's going to stop the clock. They're going to move the chains. He's to the 44. And then the game here at home against Olentangy Liberty. There's an injured Orange player right now after Cox picked up the first down. We'll take on this narrative of Liberty Orange when we come back, but we will break for the injury with 1:03 remaining. 28-17, Orange leading Upper Arlington on the Byers Imports by the Airport scoreboard. High school football game of the week on the Fan.
Hi, I'm Laura De Leon, president of Key Bank in Central Ohio. At Key, we're all about helping our neighbors. As your bank, we understand that we have both the ability and the responsibility to help our neighbors thrive. Whether they're trying to buy a car to take them to their new job, or tackle debt that feels unmanageable, or simply trying to do more with what they have, Key Bank is there to meet them in that moment. Key Bank opens doors.
All credit products are subject to credit approval. Key Bank, member FDIC.
Listening to the Fans high school football game of the week.
Now you get up in somebody's face and put some pressure on them. Is that clear? You understand? That's it.
Out of the timeout, which was for injury, Upper Arlington on a comeback route with a pass that falls incomplete. It's 2nd and 10. Looked like Trent Wolpert, was the intended receiver for UA.
And they've had to try to put the ball in the air to get anything back, and it's really just not the comfort zone for their offense. Added on top of that, Orange secondary has done an incredible job, but there's really nobody to throw to.
53 seconds left, and into double coverage, that Tampa 2 down the left sideline. Cox throws. It was deflected and incomplete. Trayton Schrader's probably thinking, I want to match Will Musgrove They both have 6 interceptions. Musgrove now has 7, but Schrader is tied for the school record with 13. And he's only a junior.
Yeah, this secondary's been incredible throughout the year, and they showed up tonight.
Back 7 really is excellent for this Orange team. Throw over the middle. It's to Sweeney, and he is tied down, hog-tied by Connor Stevens, but he's right at the first down marker. UA's going to expend a timeout. 28-17 Orange, and I was reviewing their schedule. We were just saying about that going to break. They have Liberty here. Liberty the last decade, some amazing success with where they've gotten the program, state semifinals, regional finals, and yet this Orange team, that's what Wes Schrader was saying. Not to take away from the identity of what we've done, but we need to change some things up. We're looked at, and they have been looked at as the little brother here in town in this area for the by and large portion of when the school came into existence in 2008. But this tone could change this year, and you've got them on your home side coming up in 2 weeks. Should you get the job done the remaining 60 seconds or so tonight, and then next week when you go on the road and take on Hilliard Bradley.
Yeah, this is the type of season, and this game is the type of game that can really start to turn your program around. Yeah, and he did talk about trying to gain that respect within the Olentangy circles of not being little brother anymore. And I mean, you know how those things usually happen are with sometimes coaching change, the culture changes a little bit, but you always have to have that electrifying guy or that big player. It almost always happens when you've got a guy that's a program changer, and they may just have one in Levi Davis.
Fourth and inches for UA. In shotgun Cox. It's at the 46 of Orange, just inside the far left hash mark. And the snap is taken by Cox. He's going to step up, thinking about throwing, and now he will take the first down and run out of bounds on the near right sideline at the 41 with 32 seconds left. But you're still down 2 scores. You're going to need to take a shot towards the end zone here, or get in a position where maybe you can kick a quick field goal and then go for the onside kick.
Yeah, time not your friend, obviously, right now, and it's truly getting more and more. You want to get that first score out of the way as quickly as you can, but really, it's credit to the Orange defense. There hasn't been a chance for him to really take a shot.
Near right hash. Here's Cox. The pressure comes, and he's sacked. Down at the 48-yard line, off the edge, Aiden Scott, and this junior, he's very wiry out on the edge. And he comes with the pressure and brings down Cox. It goes down to the 47. UA is forced to take a timeout. 25 seconds remain. 28-17.
And we talked a lot about Levi Davis, and rightfully so. I mean, we knew coming in that he was going to be a guy, and he showed up when the lights were on. This Orange defense, they weren't the defense we were talking about coming in. You know, it was about this UA squad, and I think a lot of credit to this Olentangy Orange defense. They've made a ton of plays when they've had to. They've stayed strong, and aside from, you know, the first quarter, they've really figured out this UA offense and been able to slow them down, if not come up with stops and turnovers.
Now, Upper Arlington, the saga continues to find the consistent rhythm in their offense. It's easy to say this now when you have an electrifying player like Davis who turned the tide in the second half, but you had it plus territory, 4th and 1, moving the ball on that opening drive, and they punted. Never really found the rhythm again offensively. 28-17, 25 seconds left on 2nd and forever. It's tossed up in the middle of the field and thrown incomplete. There were 2 blue shirts in the way of almost a jump pass from Kyle Cox. And standing there, Connor Stevens and Jackson Miller and Caden Arcelane. 3rd down and 16 for the Golden Bears.
I think that's a really good point. And I know you can't obviously point to one play ever that's going to turn it, but UA had all the momentum going into halftime. And they came out in the second half, and it was, you get stopped on that first drive, and you make the decision to punt, and it was that very next drive that it seemed like the tide turned in favor of the Orange, and it really has not come back.
Cox heaves it up in the air into double coverage. It is caught. It's caught by Upper Arlington, and Wolpert will take it in at the 19. Fantastic catch of 32 yards to the far left hash. They're trying to get lined up, but they're down to 10 seconds, and they'll spike it. This drive has just taken far too long. And it's not an offense really built for this, too. They rely on their defense. They build a lead. They phase you out. And I think that's more of the impressive part of what Orange did, not with Levi Davis's arm, but the ground game and how they really ran it right down Upper Arlington's throats for the better portion of the second half with Davis and Weaver.
Yeah, and that's really what happens when you are able to go after a team's strength. If you can turn around their strength, then it puts them in a really tough spot to come back in a game. And that's exactly what Orange did. The UA's hanging their hat on defense. And they said, okay, we're going to go right at the defense. And this is how you end up on the cusp of a truly, really, really big win for this Olentangy Orange team.
Final few minutes of this fourth quarter lugging along. 28-17. Upper Arlington's going to try for the field goal here with 9 seconds left. So that's not only converting it if you're Oakley, but then getting in a position where you win the onside kick, or he's able to capture that and then throw up a Hail Mary. If you can do all of that in 9 seconds.
Yes, the odds would tell you it's very low.
This is a 36-yard attempt for Oakley. Orange just used the timeout trying to ice him, and here's Oakley's kick, and it's up and good. Off the far left hash, Eddie Oakley, the sophomore who's 6'6", 175, and looked very comfortable knocking that through the upright. So, 28-20 with 5 seconds remaining. So if there's anything conceivably working in UA's favor, in 5 seconds, get the onside kick, throw a Hail Mary, score, and then get a 2-point conversion. That's a 36-yard field goal in 13 plays that were stop-start for a minute 10 for Upper Arlington, who led 17-14 at the half. Orange led 7-0, 14-7. UA went up 17-14 after that pick six, the 26-yard INT TD from Jake Braun. But Orange then took control on their first offensive possession of the third quarter, and that ground game never looked back.
No, and I think you hit the nail on the head of where we kind of saw that momentum shift, and a lot of credit to this Orange coaching staff, too. Clearly, they went into halftime and said, here's what we saw, here's what we need to fix. And from the moment the offense touched the ball, they've been able to move it, and the defense has been stout, and really, UA has not had an answer.
And like a comfy pair of blue jeans, when you got a guy named Levi, you feel pretty good every day when he's out on the field. I'll show myself out.
It's really good. It's really good.
He has been spectacular as advertised, and this year it's been with the ground game. Remember, he was carved up by the UA defense last year. He threw 3 interceptions. He ran for just 67 yards on 16 carries, but tonight, very elusive. Little muddle huddle to run up for Oakley, attempting this onside kick at the 40 with 5 seconds remaining. And now Oakley's going to give way in a feel of deception. It's not even going to go 10 yards. And going to go out of bounds. And Orange will take the football over. That kick was from Camden Gopp, the senior. They had 2 kickers out there, but they tried. And to no avail. Here comes Orange. They're in victory formation. They're going to be 7-1 and in control of the OCC Central, with the next snap of the football going to 3-0.
And you mentioned the difference between last year's game and this year's game, and specifically how Levi's played. And we asked the UA coaches, is there anything you can use from last year to try to do the same thing again? And they said it's a different team.
Yeah.
It's a completely different team, and number 7's playing with a completely different amount of confidence.
Final snap in his hands. Region 3 is on notice. Liberty and Orange are meeting in 2 weeks, and arguably going to be in the top 2 spots in the computer rankings heading into that matchup in Week 10. It'll be a doozy. Week 8 surely was. Olentangy Orange, for just the second time in the school's history, defeats Upper Arlington 28-20. The final score here tonight from Pioneer Field. Postgame is coming your way next. Here, it's the high school football game of the week on The Fan.
Thank you for calling Great Lakes. Great Lakes Kia.
Do you like scary movies?
Nah, they don't scare me.
What does scare you?
High car payments. They make me want to scream.
And at Great Lakes Kia?
We have brand new Kias under $5 a day. Come pick one out.
Maybe I'm already here.
Cool. Lease new 24 Kia Forte LXS, EV6 Wind, and Sorrento LX. All 3 under $5 a day.
That's only $139 a month for 24 months.
Plus new 24 Kia Telluride LX under $8 a day.
$249 for 24 months.
At Great Lakes Kia.
What if I have scary credit?
No problem. Get approved with 0% financing.
Perfect. And I'm right behind you.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia.
In Columbus, GreatLakesKia.com.
Can I hang up now?
To qualified buyers, visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
Dormar, your climate hero.
Dorn, what's that guy yelling about in my noisemaker?
Dormar, your climate hero.
Your climate hero, you fossil?
What's a climate hero?
That's Dormar, our same-day heating and AC company we've used for 60 years.
Who?
Dormar, your climate hero.
Come on, Dad, you laugh every time you hear their tidy-whitey commercials.
Yep, those are funnier.
Dormar, your climate hero.
Looking to sell your home? Don't pay 6% commission. Call my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They're full service, not a do-it-yourself kind of thing. On average, customers save over $10,000. Give them a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
This is Ryan Krieger, and at Krieger Ford, we know life's busy. Let us handle your car care. Enjoy our convenient pickup and delivery service, or have our technicians come to you with our mobile service van. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Schedule your appointment today, only at KriegerFord.com.
Friday night, under the lights. You're listening to the Fans High School Football Game of the Week postgame show.
28-20, Olentangy Orange, the Pioneers, with a victory over the Golden Bears of Upper Arlington here in Week 8. Olentangy Orange now 7-1. They're 3-0 in the OCC Central. And Upper Arlington falls to 6-2. Their 6-game winning streak comes to an end. They lost 6-0 on opening night to Glenville. And they are now 2-1 in the league, heading home for senior night at Marv Moorhead Memorial Stadium to take on Dublin Coffin. But the story, the talk of the town in this region should be Olentangy Orange and their junior Levi Davis with what he was able to accomplish here tonight. Big second half along with Cohen Weaver. The ground game was in effect for the Pioneers, who pounded the rock to the tune of 2 huge drives and then that elusive run of 63 yards by Levi Davis to essentially cap the game off in the fourth quarter. Orange led 7-0, 14-7. UA got the big turnaround before the end of the half with the Jake Braun interception, pick 6. It was 17-14 heading to the half. But on the opening drive of the third quarter, they had a 4th and 1 on plus territory at the 49 of Orange, decided to punt. And that's when the pendulum swung back in Orange's favor, and they never relinquished it. eventually surging ahead to the 11-point cushion where it ended 28-20. The final numbers belong to Cam Taylor, who was in charge of a lot of Post-it notes and doing it marvelously, I may add. Cam, what do you got for the final stats tonight?
Yes, bring you guys the stats one last time. The Olentangy Orange finished up time of possession 19 minutes and 26 seconds. They ran 47 plays tonight, got 21 first downs, 286 rushing yards as a team, led by the quarterback number 7, Levi Davis, 19 rushes for 174 rushing yards, including that long 63-yard touchdown. He did have a fumble and then was 7 of 13 through the air, 123 yards, a TD, and an interception, the pick 6 in the first half. Their running back, Cohen Weaver, 18 rushes for 112 yards and 2 touchdowns, 0 penalties in the second half, really cleaned it up. And then for the Upper Arlington, really kind of didn't really execute as well in the second half. Their quarterback, Kyle Cox, finished the day 10 of 24 for 118 yards, had 11 rushes for 29 yards on the ground in that first half score. Their running back, Alex Dillard, 25 rushes for only 82 yards, and then they finished the night with 1 offensive touchdown and 0 touchdowns in the second half.
Good stuff, Cam, tonight. Thanks for your company and leading us into some sanity when we're trying to calculate all these scores back and forth. Cam Taylor on stats tonight. What stands out here a little bit more? Upper Arlington's defense, which allows maybe a sliver over 100 yards a game on the ground, giving up nearly 300 tonight. Or that Orange defense and their ability to lock down a rushing game that UA's relied on to get to that 6-1 mark.
Yeah, I think that the story is Levi Davis and really the rushing attack from Orange being able to penetrate the defense of UA so effectively. And I think, that's how the defensive built. They want to dare you to run the ball. They're going to play relatively simple, want to keep everything in front of you, have great athletes in the secondary. They want you to run the ball. I think they just came up against a team in a running attack, which Levi Davis, along with Cohen Weaver, who had a great night, was able to run the ball. In that if you had to point to one thing as the difference, I think that's it.
The suspense is high for Dane's Roosters players of the game. We're going to get to that in a moment.
Who got it done? Who put it on tape? It's the high school football game of the week players of the game.
Sponsored by Roosters. Roosters, a fun casual joint and official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
All right, I'm going to guess who one of them is. Well, I'm not going to guess because we should all know if you listened to the game and watched it with your own eyes, if you had the fortune of watching tonight at Pioneer Field. But offensively and defensively, who takes the honor?
Yeah, I'm going to bury the lead, and let's start with defense. So, obviously this whole Olentangy Orange defense played outstanding. But tough to pick out one guy. I'm actually going to give Defensive Player of the Game to Jake Braun from Upper Arlington. And that's because his play before the half, that pick 6, really shifted things. Now, it put UA going into halftime with all of the momentum. Now, things didn't play out in the second half, but, that one play alone kept them in this game. So I think well-deserved, and he's been a great player for them all year. On the offensive side.
Drum roll.
Yeah. Obviously, Levi Davis is a special player, and he did it tonight. And we knew coming in, and we've explained it a little bit, but the way Upper Arlington has shown to play defense, this is the thing that was going to have to show up. They were going to have to show up and run the ball. And whether that was with Levi Davis's legs or whether it was with Cohen Weaver on the ground, they needed to establish it. Well, 19 for 174 on the ground, and really that 63-yard run to really cap this thing, and really, you could probably hear it on our mic how loud it got in here during that run, boosted Olentangy Orange to one of the bigger wins, I think, in program history.
Yeah, for sure, and definitely in recent memory. He ran for 160 and 2 touchdowns last week in the come-from-behind win against Kaufman, and goes even further here this week at home in the come-from-behind win against Upper Arlington. They trailed 17-14 at the half. Our offensive and defensive players of the game are sponsored by Roosters. Roosters, a fun, casual joint and official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. So Week 8 concludes from here. Of course, we've got the big Byers Dublin Subaru Overtime Show, high school football overtime coming up. Ryan Baker, the radio maker, has all the stuff for you back in studio control. But we have to thank, of course, Jacob Reimer at the controls for us tonight, and looking forward to how this thing shakes out. Division I, Region 3 specifically, as it relates to these teams, the OCC Central, this Liberty Orange game. There will not be a game Week 9 here. The high school football game of the week on the Fan will return in Week 10 when we've got Olentangy taking on Berlin. So a little bit of a backyard brawl there between the two schools, and then we will have a first-round playoff game for you. It's hard to believe we're already talking about the playoffs, but March in there. And this is the best time of year when you talk about October, high school football playoffs. Of course, the big Bucks-Ducks game tomorrow night at Outson, and you will have some pregame coverage for us starting on the Fan around, 4 o'clock?
2 to 4
2
we'll
to
be
4.
On, yep.
All right. Pleasure working with you.
It's awesome, Neil.
Let's keep it
thanks,
going.
Man.
Cam, great stuff. Cam Taylor, our statistician for Dane Sanzenbacher. I'm Neil Sika. Ryan Baker ahead shortly with the Byers Dublin Subaru High School Football Overtime Show right here on the Fan. The final score for the final time, Olentangy Orange 28, Upper Arlington 20. Ohio State football tomorrow. Network coverage starting in the middle of the afternoon. Kickoff around 7:30 from Eugene, Oregon. Ohio State and Oregon, two of the top 3 teams in the country in that much ballyhooed matchup since the start of the season. And our high school football weekly coverage will resume in Week 10 for the final week of the regular season. We say goodnight from Lewis Center, Ohio, and Delaware County. Back to the studio after this break for Byers Dublin Subaru High School Football Overtime. Olentangy Orange 28, Upper Arlington 20, the final from Orange High School, Pioneer Field. Good night.
Thanks for listening to the Fan's High School Football Game of the Week. Be sure to stay tuned for High School Football Overtime as we recap the biggest games of the night. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Texting and